National Championship. The University of Virginia regained vigor last year with a midseason revival on the football field. Following a difficult start, the Cavaliers regained their spirit by winning their final 5 games. And with 18 starters returning, head coach George Welsh has his team ready to flourish once again. Tonight, live from the Meadowlands, it's the Kickoff Classic as Notre Dame and Virginia kick off the 121st season of college football. Raycom Sports and Entertainment presents the Kickoff Classic. Tonight's game is brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Quality Pittsburgh Paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less. By Miller High Life. By that man a Miller. The best comes shining through. And by Road Handler Treadlock Radials at Sears. Tough tires you can trust. Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey is standing room only, as 76,800 will be a part of the first sellout in the 7-year history of this Kickoff Classic. Well, a very pleasant good evening to you, everybody. Tonight, the undefeated national champions, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame, are set to go to war against the Cavaliers of Virginia. Alongside with me, an old friend, 13 years, NFL veteran, an All-Pro. He got a Super Bowl ring to show for it, Dave Rowe. And Dave, the Cavaliers, huge underdogs coming into this ballgame. Only once in their football history have they ever faced a national champion. Some say they are simply outgunned.
Well, I don't think they're outgunned. Not when you have a gunslinger like Sean Moore at quarterback. Let me tell you something, Phil. He's got great leadership. The coaches look to him on the field for that leadership, and last year he was directly involved in 25 of the 30 touchdowns that they scored. And Terry Kirby, oh boy, #1 high school player in the nation. He is he's just Mr. Everything for Virginia, but maybe not tonight, but boy, does he have the people in Virginia buzzing about the future of the Cavaliers.
You know, Dave, Notre Dame was just getting accustomed to that phrase, national champions, when that Golden Dome at South Bend began to crack, and for good reason. 5 players that Lou Holtz thought he would have back this year are not in uniform.
Well, especially the first 2, Stonebreaker and Brooks. Those are the 2 impact players. They really are going to have to prove tonight that they can fill those holes.
This should be an outstanding ball game. The Virginia Cavaliers, some say by 18 points. I don't think so. This should be a good one. Tony Rice of the University of Notre Dame will certainly be a factor.
Oh, he certainly will. Not only does he have a great surrounding cast, but Lou Holtz says he's one of the most intelligent quarterbacks he's ever had play for him.
Well, don't you dare go away. The Kickoff Classic, the beginning of this 1989 college football season, is next.
There is a point at which all things must evolve. For small cars, that point is here. Introducing the Mazda Protege, a small car that's expansive in room, powerful, and born of Conseil engineering, so the way it feels will change the way you feel about small cars. The new Protege from Mazda.
It just feels right.
Introducing the Adidas Torsion basketball shoe. Moves the way your foot moves. Created with one thing in mind. Winning. If you really want it, you can. Adidas Torsion.
If you don't like the looks of your car, shoot it with Son of a Gun from STP. Shoot the dash, seats, tires, and roof. Son of a Gun protectant. Man, what a difference.
Road Handler Treadlocks. Test them for 1,000 miles. If you don't agree they're the toughest tires you've ever owned, Sears will buy them back. Rate low prices every day. Road Handler Tough. That's your money's worth and a whole lot more.
Tonight, the Virginia Cavaliers against the national champion Notre Dame Fighting Irish. The Cavaliers bring a 5-game winning streak into tonight's game, and more than just keeping that string alive, Dave, the Cavaliers want to prove to a nation they belong in this elite company, don't they?
Well, they certainly do, and that brings me to my Mazda must for the game for Virginia. Virginia has got to get off to a good start. That's the confidence builder. Second, they have to neutralize the outstanding speed that Notre Dame has. And third, believe they can. That's been the topic of all week's conversation from George Welsh. Is yes we can, yes we can.
You know, Dave, last night Lou Holtz told us he's still not certain how Notre Dame won the national championship last January. So he said, how in the world do I know how to do it again here in 1989? But if they're going to do it, the road begins tonight in East Rutherford.
It certainly does, and that brings us to our Notre Dame must. What they must do to win this game is, number one, not be overconfident. They've read the papers. They're 18-point favorites. They just read it and they say, hey, we're just going to win by just walking out there. Secondly, they must replace those lost 5 players that we'll highlight today. And also they have got to stop Sean Moore. As Virginia goes, boy, I'll tell you one thing, he is quite a football player.
It's hard to believe, Dave, but it has been 10 years since we have seen a repeat of a national championship. Can the Fighting Irish do it again? Motivation, chemistry, and perhaps most important for Lou Holtz's Fighting Irish here in '89 is, will that work ethic be the same? We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network.
Want to meet the right girl?
Yeah, tasteful girl with quality written all over her.
Want to connect the dots?
Meet the right girl. St. Pauli girl. The full-body German beer with quality and great taste.
You're the girl for me.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
128 Olds is matching down payments up to $3,000. $184 a month. Yes, only $184 a month for 1989 Cutlass Supremes and Sierras. All with automatic transmission and air conditioning. Prices starting at $79.28. That's right, $79.28. Only $79.28. 128 Olds has matched all rebates up to $3,000 on all 1989 Cutlass Supremes and Sierras. Just $184 a month. Only $184 a month. Only at 128 Olds.
Vinny, hi, it's Tony. Hey, look, Who's the Boss is now on 5 times a week. Yeah. Hey, do me a favor, tell Philly. Oh, okay, when he gets out then.
Find out who's the boss this fall on Channel 56.
Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey, a capacity crowd 78,000 strong as Lou Holtz begins the defense of his national championship.
Boy, he is ready, and there's George Welch across the field, and I can look at George, having known him for several years. He's nervous. Even though he doesn't look it, he's nervous.
For Notre Dame, a true freshman out of Godfrey, Illinois, Craig Hentrick will kick it away. Now the officials will pause for just a moment. Tim Finkelstein, the senior out of Camp Hill, Pennsylvania, is the middleman for Virginia. And Hentrick says he's ready. And the 7th Kickoff Classic from Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey is underway. From the 4-yard line. Out across to 21. Marcus Wilson, the ball carrier. And here's a look at Sean Moore. And take a look at his numbers a year ago. He completed half his passes, 2,100 yards and 15 touchdowns.
The only thing that he really did wrong was throw those 14 interceptions, and that's what they're working on. There is his carries for last year also, Phil, and they were impressive.
Virginia a year ago, a very balanced offensive unit, 196 yards passing, 156 rushing. From the 21-yard line. In motion, the fullback. The give is to Marcus Wilson. Holy, he's stacked up by Scott Kowalkowski. A loss of 2. Let's take a look now at our die-hard Virginia starting lineup. The backfield, Wilson and Bryant. The receivers, Finkelstein, Moore, and McGonigal. The offensive line for the Cavaliers, oh man, a big line and a veteran front line.
And that's the important thing. They have got to have some semblance of control on that line of scrimmage if they want to be in this football game, and they know it.
Bryant the up back to tailback. Wilson on 2nd down and 12. Near side, Marcus with the pitch. It is Wilson. He is hit at the line of scrimmage, and he is thumped by DeJuan Francisco, a 5th-year senior out of Cincinnati. Defensively, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They were strong a year ago. They may be stronger here in '89. They play a 5-2. Kowalkowski, Dahl, Zorich, Wall, and Ray Savage at right end. The linebackers, Grimm and Volkar. We will be watching Don Grimm all evening long in the secondary. Not only a veteran foursome, but a very quick group in that Notre Dame secondary.
Oh, I've never seen a Notre Dame secondary. I've never seen any secondary with the amount of speed that Notre Dame has back there. They're all in the 4-3, 4-4, and the 40-yard dash range.
3rd down and 11. Moore to put it up. Throws, and it is intercepted at the 42. Todd White, the junior, carries it back to the 31. And the Fighting Irish deep now in Cavalier territory.
Boy, a bad decision that time by Sean Moore. He really threw that ball into coverage. When you say throw it into coverage, now watch, he steps up, he's not really rushed, but he throws the ball over top of the receiver he's intended for. Just a poor pass, and Light reacts very well to the ball. Now watch Light, just watch the eyes. He's going to circle in from your left. See how far the ball is overthrown? 2 Notre Dame players could have had a shot at that.
1st and 10 now on the Cavalier 31-yard line. Tony Rice. Pitch to the far side. It is Ricky Waters. He is inside now the Virginia 30-yard line, still fighting his way to the 28. Waters, a flanker a year ago. But with Mark Green gone and Tony Brooks ineligible, Waters was forced to go back to tailback. There's a look at our die-hard Notre Dame offense. Waters and Johnson's the running back. Bellis, Eilers, and Brown the receivers. And the offensive line, like Virginia, very big, and they have been around a while. 2nd down now in 8 from the 29. In the I formation, the give is to Waters again. He stumbles across the 27 down near the 25 before he is hit by the nose tackle, Ron Carey. Now Virginia, like Notre Dame, they like that 5-man front. 2 years ago in college football, you rarely saw that.
Well, that's because the linemen are becoming much more mobile as they are able to run. There you see the 2 linebackers. And linemen used to be the big, slow guys, and today they're in the 4.8, 4.9, 40-yard dash speed. And that's an excellent secondary that Virginia fields today.
3rd down and 4 from the 25. Rice, option inside the 20 and finally rolled out of bounds at the 13-yard line. And a late hit against Virginia. He was bumped out initially by Elton Tolliver, and I think the flag was thrown on the corner, Jason Wallace.
Yes, when that corner comes up and that quarterback steps out of bounds on that option, you've got to lay off him. And the Virginia player was filling very quickly. I think it was Jason Wallace. There's the sign for personal foul against Virginia. It'll just compound the field position. A gain of 10 yards on that run by Rice. You'll see it. Maybe we can see it now. It's going to come to the left of your screen. Now watch when Rice steps out of bounds. Now watch right here. Now he's going to step on the white. As soon as he's on the white, now right here he's. Now see number 7 come in there and give him a little shot.
Dead ball, personal foul against Virginia. It's a 1st down now inside the Cavalier 8. 12:06 remaining, just underway here at the Meadowlands at East Rutherford, New Jersey. Ricky Waters wide to the right. Pat Eilers wide to the left on 1st and goal for the national champions. That's the fullback, Anthony Johnson, racing his way inside the 5 down near the 4.
Boy, nice cutback by Johnson that time as he read the hole back to his right and stepped back in it.
Elton Tolliver on the tackle. A year ago, Tolliver was a defensive tackle, had a couple of sacks. He's a senior out of Troutville, Virginia.
I can tell you right now, with Notre Dame and this two tight end offense, they got two big tight ends in there, both blocking. There's not a lot of fooling going on here. This is just blow them off the line and see if you can stop us football.
Second down and goal now. The ball nosing to the 3-yard line. Rodney Culliver has gone in to replace Ricky Waters at tailback. First man through, Anthony Johnson near the goal line, but Virginia slams the door.
Big play coming up here, Phil. Third down. It looks as if it's going to be about 2 yards to go. Well, right at the 2-yard line. Big decision here for Lou Holtz. If it was me, I know what I'd do. I'd take Tony Rice wide.
Notre Dame now with a double tight end formation. Derek Brown and Frank Jacobs. Third and goal. The ball now inside the 2. Waters and Johnson, the running backs.
Great blocks like they did in Brown and Ryan up front. When you can blow them off the line like that, you can control the line of scrimmage. And when you have a quarterback that's able to read that play and make that pitch at the perfect time, just a great decision that time by Rice.
Billy Hackett, the junior out of Sarasota, Florida, is on to attempt the point after, and he whistles it through the uprights.
We can watch it on the left of your screen. You're going to see those two blocks up front by Ryan and Brennan right there to blow off the line. Now watch the pitch right there. Boom, there's the pitch. Good lead block there by Johnson, and Ricky Waters just dances into the end zone, putting up the hand saying, "Don't touch me."
Notre Dame, with 10:46 to play in the first period, leads by a touchdown.
Open your eyes up!
Hey, check out the old timer.
Come on, will you? Come on!
I got it. It was the chance of a lifetime.
I know.
Hey, see if you can hang on to this.
Renters, insure your boxer shorts from lightning, theft, fire, and more. Renters Insurance covers things like VCRs and TVs, too. Renters Insurance, another reason you're in good hands with Allstate.
What's the difference? It takes too long to learn to use a computer.
Wrong. DeskMate makes the difference with graphics that guide you.
Learning new software is like starting over.
Not now. DeskMate uses the same plain English commands with different programs like load a spreadsheet for DeskMate.
A computer? I wouldn't know what to do.
Now you will. DeskMate makes the difference.
DeskMate is simple.
It's PC compatible.
DeskMate is even easier on Tandy computers.
The friendly face in the PC crowd at Radio Shack and participating dealers.
Renters, insure your pajamas from fire, theft, explosion, and more. Renters Insurance covers things like computers and stereos, too. Renters Insurance, another reason you're in good hands with Allstate.
Didn't take him long following the interception by Todd Light for Notre Dame to go 31 yards for the go-ahead touchdown.
And you want to know a little superstition if you're Irish? As we look at the 6-play 31 drive, Notre Dame took and didn't lose a coin toss last year. They won the coin toss, deferred, and scored first. That's pretty good luck of the Irish, wouldn't you say?
Now, Lou Holtz prefers to have his defensive unit go on the field first. And when you're 12-0 and a national champion, you don't argue with the king.
No, you certainly don't. That's pretty good. And it's nice because for what they wanted to do, they wanted to stop Virginia deep, get the ball out midfield. That's where they planned on getting and drive in for a score. They come up with the interception. It even works more to their advantage. Now what Virginia has got to do is they've got to regroup. They've gotten over the shock. Now they have to get into their offense. Sean Moore had a foolish play that he threw. Their offense didn't blow them off the line. Now they've got to come out and prove something.
Trick lets it sail. It'll be taken at the 6-yard line by Marcus Wilson. He's out across the 25, tripped up and is down at the 26.
Phil, one thing that George Wells said about his quarterback, Sean Moore, is that he makes good decisions. He's an intelligent player and makes good decisions. He didn't make a good decision in that first series, but I think now all the jitters are over. Having been out in that situation, I can tell you now it's 11 against 11 in the crowd, and the national audience doesn't make a whole lot of difference now. Now they're ready to play football.
Wide receivers, Derek Dooley and Tim Finkelstein. First down from the 24-yard line. Moore with a long count. The give to his tailback, Marcus Wilson. He has not got much, maybe to the 27. Don Grimm, who is playing for the departed Mike Stonebreaker, cuts his feet out from under him.
Boy, and Grimm came up nicely on that play. You have got to hit the point of attack. Now, there's Grimm in your picture, 36. Now, watch. Step up, play across the block, hold your ground, fights off 2 tackles, and is in on the tackle. Now, he's the one that replaced Stonebreaker, one of the missing parts that we talked about in our opening. We'll watch him a lot tonight. A good football player.
A gain of 3. It is 2nd down and 7. The ball now on the 27. At the line of scrimmage, Marcus Wilson is smacked. And the first man to him, Jeff Alm, was in his chest.
Yes, he was. That's the thing that right now Notre Dame is doing so well, is they're coming off the football and they're controlling the line of scrimmage. They're getting penetration. When that running back turns around and he's taking the football, he's seeing a black jersey right in his face. He's having to try and cut back around him. You know they have got to intensify their line play. Virginia has got to block up front. You can't get to the linebackers in secondary if you don't control the front line.
3rd down and 10. Moore to the near side. That is Wilson. He turns the corners, trips up, sidesteps the sideline, and is out of bounds at the 32. He'll be short of the first down by 2, maybe 3. Cole Kowski and Andre Jones. Terrific pressure on Moore.
Phil, one of the things that we talked about is you look at the 4th down marker, big decision whether to go for it. I wouldn't in this stage. But one of the big things we talked about was foot speed and the speed of this Notre Dame defense. That time I watched Bolkar come from his middle linebacker spot 30 yards across the field to force the running back out of bounds.
Ed Garno will pick it away for Virginia. Ricky Waters of Notre Dame back at his own 27-yard line. Long snap count. Garno, good snap. Good spiral. Waters backstepping. He's got it at the 18. Reverses himself, starts to the far sideline, turns it upfield, turns the corner out across the 37, spins and is down at the 42-yard line.
Wow, you want to talk about what it's like to be 1 block away? That was a 48-yard punt, but it's negated by a 23-yard return. It's a net of only 25 yards.
The Fighting Irish will have the football at their own 43.
Comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
In this package is over 40 years of experience in overseas shipping. And access to more air routes worldwide. Because Flying Tigers has changed its stripes and merged with Federal Express to form the largest all-cargo airline in the world.
There's a lot more work to painting than just the painting. So use a paint that'll keep you from having to do it all again for a long time. Pittsburgh Paints. Our paint is tested and researched, so we know it'll last and look beautiful for years. Pittsburgh Paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less. Right now, save 20% or more on Pittsburgh Paints and Stains at participating Pittsburgh Paints dealers.
At the controls of the Goodyear Blimp America tonight is Captain Aaron Jenkins from Spring, Texas. In fact, this is the 30th consecutive year Goodyear Blimps have carried TV cameras and covering college football.
I flew that blimp one time. The week of the Super Bowl.
And to think it's still here.
That's right. It carried me. If it can get me up, it can get anybody up.
Now the Fighting Irish now with the football at their own 43-yard line, and this is a very, very important defensive series for the Virginia Cavaliers.
Oh, it certainly is. They've been a little bit demoralized, but there's a lot of spirit on this Virginia team, and they really think they can be in this football game, and they need to come out and prove it. They need to come out and stop Notre Dame on one of these series. Don't let them drive that ball down your throat. That's what demoralizes a team.
Waters near side. Tailback turns the corner, dances across the midfield stripe, and has his feet cut out from under him at the 49-yard line of Virginia. Jason Wallace knocks him down.
Phil, one of the things as you look at Waters run back to the huddle is that Notre Dame is getting to the point of attack much better than what Virginia is. When they get to the point of attack, that's where the ball is designed to be run. That time it's an outside play, either a 7 or a 9 play to that hole. And they're getting a lot of people out there to lead the parade, and Waters has just got to follow those big bodies.
Waters checks out. Rodney Culver now comes in at tailback on 2nd down and 2. Rock give Ismail in motion to give first man through, and that is Anthony Johnson, the tailback, still on his feet inside the 40 to the 38. Johnson, the senior out of South Bend, Indiana, played his high school ball a year ago, and he had a bad ankle virtually all of last year, showing no evidence of it this year.
Right, he certainly isn't. You want to see what it's like to play against Notre Dame? There we go. Good control by the center. Now there's the point of attack. You see number 90 in there fighting him off. That's Carey. He's trying to fight off to get back into that hole. He got double teamed. He got turned in. Did a nice job, but they still explode through so quickly on you.
Ismail and Eilers are the wideouts. Johnson and Culver the setbacks behind Tony Rice. 1st and 10, the ball at the 38 of Virginia. That is Culver. Big hole on the right side, on his feet down to the 32-yard line. Boy, Culver, 6 foot, 219-pound sophomore out of Detroit. Last year, 6.5 yard a carry average.
You know, when you run like that, when you run at 6.5 yards, you say, why do you ever pass the ball? And he averaged 6 yards on that carry, so he's keeping up with last year's statistics.
2nd and 4. Notre Dame moving the football at will here in the early going of this, the 7th annual Kickoff Classic. Johnson. Again, a gain of 4. It'll be a first down for Notre Dame.
Phil, I can tell you as a player on the defensive line that that's one of the hardest plays to defeat. When that quarterback gives that ball and that running back's got that just immediate jump, there's no faking in the line. It's just so quick. As a defensive player, you don't have time to get off your block and get over and make the tackle. It's just such a quick hitting play. Now, if you do guess right and you jump into the hole with a linebacker, you absolutely destroy that running back.
Eilers split wide to the left. Ismail in the slot. That's the tailback. Culver. He's got a lot of room to the 17 and dives to the 15. Keith McMeans, the free safety, the only thing standing between Culver and a touchdown.
That's a roll draw. What he does is he fakes draw action like he's going to pass and then gives it to a roll action. And look at the size of the hole in that line. You want to see a hole develop. Now this is a hole. Now look to the right there to the left of your screen. Now watch. Boom. You see there the lead block. Johnson gets a great lead block right there on the line, and he's right through, just scampering through.
Culver has taken his seat. Waters now the tailback. First man through, Anthony Johnson. Notre Dame on 12 rushes now, averaging almost 6 yards a carry.
That shows that you're controlling the line of scrimmage. You see the average there for Anthony Johnson. That is a true sign that you're controlling the line of scrimmage, because there hasn't been one long run that you average into that. Each run has been in the 6+ yards, 5.5 to 6 yard range each run.
2nd down and 6. It is Waters to the 1.
And do you know what Lou Holtz calls this football? He calls this smash face football. It's just one face against another one. You line up, you say, here we come, see if you can stop us. Now watch right here at the point of attack. See the down block right there? Now pick up the first linebacker. He cuts back inside. They run the linebacker by him, and Waters makes a nice cutback. He knows where the block's going to be. That's just experience, and look at the yards rushing. 79 to -1 for Virginia.
Textbook blocking by that front line of Notre Dame. First and goal. Johnson, he is cut down shy of the goal line. What a tackle by Elton Tolliver.
Now that's what you do to combat this running game. The only problem that brings up is when you start bringing those linebackers and you shoot them up through, you're gambling. If you pull that ball out on a play-action pass, you've got 2 or 3 guys wide open in the end zone. I think Virginia right now, they feel that Holtz and his company are just going to run the ball in, so let's shoot the linebackers up through and see if we can stop them.
Well, it's a pretty good assumption at this point, David, because the Fighting Irish has yet to put the ball in the air. Second down and goal from the 1. Johnson up and over. Touchdown, Notre Dame. We talked so much at the outset of our telecast about the 12-game winning streak for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, the fact that they were national champions, beating West Virginia on New Year's Day in the Fiesta Bowl. Also remember, the Cavaliers of Virginia have a 5-game winning streak of their own. They have not lost since last October 15th when Louisville beat them 30-28. The point after is no good.
And that may play a big part in the game. He just sliced the ball off like a golfer. Now watch right here at the point of attack. Up, over top, right on the back of that lead blocker and falls into the end zone. Now let's see if we can see this again. Now watch the top of your screen. There's the stymie. There's the lead block right in there and just caves the line into the...
Clock is stopped. 4:38 to play. Opening period from East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Metabolic functions check. Respiration systems on. Okay, CJ, talk to me. What are you really feeling?
It's just smooth out here. Let's shake it up a bit.
Try section 36. Section 36.
Roger that. Accelerating. Showtime.
This is what sets every Mazda apart. It's called Kansei engineering. Engineering based on human feelings. Keep an eye on his pulse, please.
I think I'm in luck.
We monitor this, CJ. With it, Mazda can actually learn how to create cars that feel just right.
Hey, Steve. You tell me, how am I doing?
All 78, respiration stable. You see, at Mazda, we believe that performing right is an admirable beginning, but feeling right is what driving is really all about. Come feel Kansei engineering.
Wow.
It's 32 degrees, and Jan Trumpeter is learning all about her antifreeze. The hard way.
Why is this happening to me?
Don't push your luck. Guarantee it with Advanced Formula Prestone.
The lights on these cars are running on battery power alone. And in the end, only one, the car with the new Die-Hard battery, our most powerful ever, is able to start. Great low prices every day, Die-Hard power. That's your money's worth and a whole lot more.
We want to inform you that this telecast is a copyrighted presentation of Raycom Sports and Entertainment, and any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the video or audio portions of this program without the written permission of Raycom Sports and Entertainment is strictly prohibited. Now, Dave, at the start of any college or professional football season, there are usually a rule change or two. There are several in college football this year, but perhaps the two that fans will be most concerned with, the defense can no longer return PATs, either kicked or run and fumbled for PATs. And there are no T's, kicking T's, on point afters or field goals. And we saw perhaps the result of that rule change a moment ago.
Yeah, he sure did slice the ball. When he came up to kick it, the ball came up a little bit high, but they got it down clean. He had plenty of time. Now, there's the T that you're allowed to use on the kickoff. What we were discussing is the changes in college rules are merely the PATs, the points after touchdowns.
And field goals. Hendrick lets it sail. That's Wilson at the 9-yard line. On his feet across the 27, out near the 28. editions of tonight's game are brought to you by Die Hard, America's most trusted replacement battery. Die Hard, with more power when you need it most. A big change for the Cavaliers of Virginia. Terry Kirby, the true freshman out of Tab, Virginia, number 42. This is his first play ever as a collegiate tailback. Sean Moore calling the signs. First man through, that's the big fullback, Donald Bryant. Averaged 3.5 yards a carry last year. That is only the 5th time Virginia has carried the football tonight, and they are still at -1 yard.
And there he is, Terry Kirby, number 42. A lot of people could not believe that he went to Virginia. Very intelligent young man, consensus high school player of the year. Most of the times you get the big schools get that player, the Notre Dames and those type players, schools, but Kirby decided to stay in Virginia, and it was a real coup for George Welsh and his staff.
Moore takes it himself around the left side. And I tell you, that's the kind of play that George Welsh, I think, this year, the head coach of Virginia, is going to wince just a little bit at, because unlike a year ago, there is really no proven quarterback this year to back up Sean Moore.
Oh, you can believe that's the truth. Sean Moore does not have a real backup. He's got a couple guys that are in back of him, but very, very thin. Well, I want to see Kirby carry the ball. I want to see him throw it to him or something here.
Cavaliers 0 for 2 in third down situations. It is 3rd and 4. Moore. It's complete. Bruce McGonigal, and he'll be short of the first down, I believe.
Boy, it's going to be close. When he caught that football, he didn't take a step, and Fulcar just leveled him. Didn't allow him to fall forward there. We can look at it. You're going to see right coming across the middle. Now watch Fulcar come in here. Now see right there, that big receiver doesn't get that chance to fall forward, but hey, they're saying first down Virginia, and there's a lot of orange waving in the stands right now.
Kirby the lone setback. In motion, it is Derek Dooley. Moore looking this side. Now right over the center, got a receiver, and McGonigal, the tight end, can't hold it. Boy, a year ago, McGonigal, the junior out of Baltimore, Maryland, averaged 18 yards a catch, Dave, and to think he's a tight end.
Well, that's true. See, the tight end used to be the big old blocking guy, but now in college football, the tight end is a true receiver. He's able to get downfield. You look at that 18 yards per catch, and that's what McGonigal has got the ability to do. Good height, good size. He's in the 6'5", 220-pound range, but good range downfield.
Bryant's the fullback, Terry Kirby, the tailback. He has got the football, and Kirby is caught and dropped at the 41-yard line. For Kirby, his first carry as a collegiate tailback, a gain of 2 before Jeff Aum knocks him over. Aum came to Notre Dame as a linebacker, didn't have great speed. Blue said, you haven't got great speed, son. We're going to put you on the defensive line where you'll have super speed.
Yeah, well, you can take a linebacker that's got 4.8, 40-yard dash time, and you move him to a defensive line, and he seems like he's just a speed merchant. And that's what they did with Aum.
Virginia now with 3 wideouts. Wilson, Finkelstein, and Herman Moore on 3rd down and 9. Moore with time. Lets it go. Got a receiver and overthrows him. Pass intended for the sophomore, Herman Moore. And Sean simply just a couple of feet overthrow.
But there's a couple good things for Virginia that showed up on that series. You try to look for positive things, and that's what George Welsh is doing. You see Sean Moore sitting back there. He's got time to pick out his wide receivers. He's not getting a lot of pressure from Notre Dame. That could be a big factor in this football game. If you give him time and Sean Moore gets that touch, Bill, he is a great quarterback.
Here's Garneau, the sophomore for Virginia, to punt it away. His first punt tonight, 48 yards. Ricky Waters, 4th in the nation a year ago. We'll give it a rip here from the 13.
Oh boy, when you get behind what they call the picket fence, that's what they call it when those big linemen peel back and pick those offensive players coming down. Foreman got a great block on that play. Again, a 46-yard punt, but watch the return. Now watch and see if you see the fence to the right here of your screen. See right there, look at all the big linemen coming back in here. That's easy to run. One person out there to make that tackle.
Thus far in the first period, a blocking clinic by the Fighting Irish.
I was hoping you'd say that.
Cold filtered, never heat pasteurized. Miller Genuine Draft. For those who've discovered its real draft taste, the world is a very cool place.
Most men won't even discuss it with their wives, but when they start losing their hair, they talk about it with me. I say don't waste your time with those miracle formulas. The Food and Drug Administration says there's no proof that they grow hair. The thing to do is to see a doctor. Doctors have the only treatment programs that are proven to work. Men listen because they know I'm making sense. After all, I'm a doctor.
Only your doctor has treatment programs that work. So see your doctor or call this toll-free number.
Life's full of simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Travel arranged through the NFL Citibank Visa card. Now carry the card of your favorite team and earn free NFL gear just for using it. Call 1-800-NFL-VISA today. 1:59 remaining in the first period. The national champions 13, the Virginia Cavaliers, who some picked to give Clemson a run in the ACC this year, have yet to get on the scoreboard. Lou Holtz, a man who just dazzled the dinner last night here at the Meadowlands with his questions. And I know, Dave, you interviewed him, and I'll tell you, the man has not only tremendous brilliance when it comes to football, he could be a stand-up comic.
Yes, he certainly could. And a magician, too. He's got a lot of magic tricks. He's performing magic on Virginia today.
Rice, he's going to go for it all. Ismail!
Bill, anytime you're running as well as they have, it sets up the pass. And look at the speed of Ishmael here. They say he runs a legitimate 4.28 40-yard dash, and that is unbelievable. Now watch the catch. Good concentration. A lot of times sprinters you don't see look that ball in. When I was at practice yesterday, that's the thing they did the most. Look that ball in.
46 yards to the Cavalier 2. Culver, the tailback. He's got the football. Touchdown Irish.
Well, you called it a blocking clinic, and I'm sure Joe Moore, the offensive line coach at Notre Dame, would concur with what you say. It is a blocking clinic, and when you think of the type of linemen that have come out of here, I remember way back in the days of the Paul Seilers and Tom Regners in the 60s, and Joe Moore has developed Jimbo Colbert, Bill Fralick, Russ Grimm. Those are pretty synonymous names with great blocking.
Well, you mentioned Russ Grimm. Tom Grimm in uniform, Don Grimm in uniform tonight for Notre Dame. And the Irish will go for 2. Rice stopped short and a flag is down. Hold everything. It appeared as if somebody on the Notre Dame offensive line jumped.
Well, you know, Notre Dame missed 5 extra points last year. And that was a big thing that they came in wanting to correct. And they have not corrected that. But that's the only thing they've done wrong. Perhaps we can see this play again on the touchdown. We talked about the blocking, the big blocking of them linemen. Watch the running back gets the ball. Everybody's covered. Dance into the end zone. By the time the linebacker gets there, that's Tolliver. He's already, and Culver's already in the end zone.
You know, one thing that Cavaliers offensive guard Roy Brown talked about earlier this week is how much the Cavaliers learned after losing to Penn State last year, 42-14. He said Penn State came in a superior conditioned football team, a team that took the field in a very methodical fashion. And if you look back to that game, way back on September 10th in Charlottesville, Penn State put 21 points on the scoreboard in the first period.
They certainly did. You know, we talked a lot about the must and what the Cavaliers must do. They certainly have not gotten off to a good start. We've just seen what Notre Dame's team speed can do, and right now I can say this, having been out in these type of situations, that there's a little bit of doubt of whether they believe they really can. They believed it before the game, but right now there's some doubt.
Now the third Notre Dame touchdown set up by the picture-perfect strike from Tony Rice to Rakib Ismail, 52 yards down to the 2-yard line, where Culver took it over, and that is where we stand. Notre Dame 19, the Cavaliers nothing.
I guess with a nickname like Rocket, I guess that doesn't mean you're big, does it?
Well, I'll tell you. Short. Fumble. Ball still bouncing around. Who's got the football? I believe the Cavaliers fell on it. Devon McDonald, a backup defensive end for Notre Dame, was in, but Derwin Greggs, a senior second-string fullback, recovered. Now the first 3 drives for the Cavaliers, not good. 2 plays, 3 plays, and then on their last possession, 6 plays resulting in a punt.
That doesn't give you much total offense. You can see there, Virginia 21 yards, Notre Dame 134 yards.
Cavaliers on 1st and 10 from their own 24. In motion, Herman Moore. Sean Moore rolls near side. He's going to take it upfield and runs it out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Boy, McGonigal helped him on that play because he turned back. He was a wide receiver on that play, looking for that dump pass, and when he saw Sean Moore decide to run, he turned back and just wiped out the defensive corner. That's the first play that they've had that really had plus yardage, 5-6 yards. Now it puts them in a down situation. Second down and about 3. You've got 2 good solid downs to make it.
Second down and 4 now. The ball spotted at the 30-yard line. Kirby, the freshman tailback, he's got the football, tucks it in, still powers his way across the 35. Boy, there are a lot of people down south, Dave, who say that Terry Kirby, unquestionably the finest high school running back to come out since Herschel Walker.
Well, look at one thing that determines that he's going to be great. Let me show it to you right here. Watch when he gets hit. Watch the legs. Right here, you accelerate. Now accelerate. Look at those legs just pumping. You don't see him quitting. You see him, he's still trying to get those legs up. Leg strength is the real attribute for a running back. A lot of running backs get hit, their legs die, and they fall down. He's got great leg strength. That's why he's the football player that he is.
Ryan is in motion. Kirby's got the ball again, cuts it back across the grain, and this time Don Grimm takes his legs out from under him. Grimm, a year ago, a special teams player, very limited duty.
Well, we talked about replacing Michael Stonebreaker, and there's Grimm, 36. Now watch him fill the hole. That's what you want to do. When you see that play develop, you're a linebacker standing back there. You don't stand and wait and catch. You play attack football from the linebacker spot. You step up in the hole and smash the running back, and that's what Grimm did on that play.
Bryant and Kirby are the setbacks. Play action. Moore sets. Now pressured. Spins out. He's going to let it go. Downfield. Pass intended for Finkelstein, and it is just knocked away. Oh, my. He had it and couldn't hold it.
Oh, he almost came up with that. There is a flag on the play. Back at the line of scrimmage, about 3 yards off the line of scrimmage.
Man who pressured Sean Moore out of the pocket was rush in Devon McDonald.
And anytime there's a breakdown in a play like that and you saw Moore spin around, what your linemen have a tendency to do is drift downfield, and that's what they did. One of the linemen drifted downfield. He thought Moore was going to run. See 52 there? That's Tim Morris. He drifts downfield. Now watch the tail end of this. 3 Notre Dame defenders, and watch how close this ball comes. Ooh, that was close. We can look at it here again. 3 people go up. This is like the old end of the game alley-oop play where you go up and try to tip the ball around.
Interesting watching Sean Moore put the ball in the air. 6 of his receivers averaged over 15 yards a catch last year. I mean, forget about the screens and the flare. The Cavaliers passing game is predicated on North and South football.
Right, it's called downfield. A lot of backs get great statistics from dumping to those running backs coming out of the backfield, but Moore is one of those quarterbacks that throws downfield.
3rd and 11. Moore, near side, in and out of the hands of Bruce McGonigal. It'll be 4th down once more, and Ed Garno will be called upon for the 3rd time in this first period.
Well, they've decided that they're going to blitz Sean Moore on that 3rd down passing situation. That time they brought Terrell from his strong safety position into blitz. Put a lot more pressure on Sean Moore.
Garno will kick it away to Ricky Waters, who in 2 punt returns tonight has averaged 28 yards.
That's 28 net yards, Bill.
Garno, Goodwin, and again Waters is backing up at the 16. He'll take it to the far side. Oh, what a block. Waters is down at the 25. It may be an illegal block.
Yeah, there was a flag that flew in from a long way away.
48-yard punt, a 9-yard return. Ryan Mahalko is the man who put, I mean, he really put a haymaker on Bruce McGonigal.
That was a clip call. That's a signal for clip, where you block from the back. And that's the first break that Virginia has really gotten, because he punted it 48 yards, return about 9, but it's going to be negated by that penalty, and we're at the quarter. Now watch here. We'll see if we see the block right here. See number 86 right there? I don't believe that's it. See Grimm, number 1, getting blocked? Number 1 blocked on Grimm, I should say. That's where the clip was in the back. It wasn't on McGonigal.
So Notre Dame will begin this drive from their own 13-yard line. That was the final play of the first period.
Well, I think it's the final play of the first period. The referees are bringing the ball back. Right, can't end on a defensive penalty.
It cannot end on a defensive penalty, and it had everybody confused because Lou Holtz had told his ball club to head for the other end of the stadium here at the Meadowlands.
So this is a play that just no time on the clock. We're just going to run one play. That's the call again, Phil. You can't end on a defensive penalty, and they're going to bring that ball back. It's going to be back on about the 13-yard line, and Notre Dame's going to run one play before we go to the corner.
And they'll do it from their own 13-yard line. This is by far the deepest they have begun a drive here in the first period. I tell you what, I wouldn't want to sit down at a poker game against Lou Holtz. I mean, for the last few days, he's been talking about, I don't know what I have this year. I don't know if we can play. If you're looking for a top 20 team, he said, look somewhere else.
Yeah, we don't know how we made it. I can tell you how they made it. Look at the players that are out there. I'll tell you, he had half the people last night just in tears, crying, just feeling so sorry for him. But he has a fine team. And George Welsh has got a fine team also. They've gotten everything that you can possibly have go wrong, has gone wrong for George Welsh in this first period. You know, it's interesting. Look at a coach there. Now, George is behind there, 19-0. You don't see everybody standing up around him. Kind of stands off by himself. Nobody wants to be by you when you're down 19-0, but he's got a good football team there, a team that will react to this situation, and I'm sure put out a lot better in the rest of this football game.
First down and 10 from their own 13. Rice. Pull to Ismail, and is he smashed by Jason Wallace.
Now we might have the quarter.
And that will do it. The first 15 minutes of play in this 7th annual Kickoff Classic are history. We'll be back after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network.
There's a
Virginia Cavaliers 19-0. Let's take a look at the first quarter stats brought to you by Levi Strauss.
And look at those stats. That's not indicative of almost total, other than the time of possession, almost total domination by Notre Dame. You see the 82 yards rushing, 49 yards passing on that one pass, 131 yards to 32. Big difference in this football game has been great punt returns by Notre Dame, excellent field position, and the controlling of the offensive line. That's what George Welsh and his staff have got to turn around. Lou Holtz, he loved that first quarter.
On the bottom of your screen, Pat Eilers, the split in, the fifth-year senior out of St. Paul, Minnesota. The give near side. Oh, it's Tony Rice holding on. He's across the 24, near the 25, and bumped out of bounds. Rodney Culver with a terrific block. If you're going to go to Notre Dame, you don't have to be an offensive or a defensive lineman to learn how to block and fight off your blocks. If you're going to play running back, flanker, split end, or quarterback, you better learn how to throw a block. And Culver threw a beauty.
He certainly did. There's the stats. That was a 15-yard run by Rice. He's got 2 for 25. That's not a bad average, 12.5 yards a carry. So many coaches talk about speed, team speed. Boy, what I've seen of Notre Dame in this first half of this football game, they have got excellent team speed.
Waters dives to the 37. Ricky Waters, I'll tell you what. There are leaders and there are followers. On that particular play, it is a good thing Ricky Waters was a follower, because the man he followed was Anthony Johnson.
Well, that's the way running backs have to complement each other. They have got to. One has got to block. You get a running back that's a great running back and he doesn't block, he doesn't last a long time.
Out near the 39, that's the fullback, Anthony Johnson. Ray Savage brought him down, the senior out of Newport News, Virginia. Now the Cavaliers, there is no question, they will sorely miss Jeff Lageman, who was the leading tackler a year ago and has just recently signed with a team who will play right here in Giant Stadium, the New York Jets.
Well, you need someone like a Lageman to come in there, and that's what Virginia right now needs. They need someone to come in there, Tolliver or Thomas or Carrier, one of those guys to come in there and say, hey, listen, we are not going to play like this. We're going to play much better.
Rocket Ismail. It is complete from Tony Rice at the Cavalier 37.
Or when you have speed like he does, Phil, you have got to keep a cushion. You'll see this is a run-pass option. When Rice comes out of the backfield, he has that run-pass option. And look at the cushion that Ismail has. The defender has got to stay back. When you're talking about covering somebody with 4.2, 40-yard dash time, you're just talking about you have got to keep that cushion, that distance between the offense and the defensive player, or else you'll get burned deep.
Rice 3 for 3. Ismail 2 receptions, 72 yards. Culver knocked off his feet by Elton Tolliver at the 32-yard line.
And Tolliver had a good shot to get him in the backfield, just missed him. That's the difference between a 6-8 yard gain and a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Second down now and 5. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network. Rice, late pitch to Culliver. He's on his feet at the 22 and knocked down by Phil Thomas. Thomas, the senior walk-on from Houston.
And that is a clinic on how to run the option. There's 3 sections on the option. You first fake in the line. Now right here, you make the decision that the linebacker is going to come up. You see him on the left part of your screen. Now if he comes up, you pitch. Now it's you get the block on the outside corner, and you see him turn on up. There's 3 parts of that game. The first fake action into the line, you have to read whether he's open, bring it out, go down the line, read the linebacker. If he comes on, you pitch. If he doesn't, you turn it up.
Notre Dame from the eye on first down and 10. First man through, it is Anthony Johnson. He's got 1, maybe 2. Don Reynolds, the left end, brought him down.
Now that's an interesting call. That's a back action call. What you do is the quarterback takes a step back and he allows the running back to run against the green. What you're saying there is you're saying that you're rushing too fast to me. Look right there. The first 3 drives. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Can't get much better than that.
Yeah, the Irish had a lot of those drives a year ago, and they are picking up tonight where they left off at the Fiesta Bowl. Second down. Rice, this time he'll keep it inside the 15. Tony Covington, the left corner out of Winston-Salem, trips him up.
And you saw again the read by Rice on the defensive player. He didn't come up that time. So what does he do? Don't pitch it, turn upfield.
Notre Dame, 16-2 with that man at quarterback.
No wonder if he makes the decisions that he's making tonight. That's just a perfect read. You come down that line. Of course, that's what you practice all the time. 3 yards to become Notre Dame's all-time leading rushing quarterback.
The man who holds that title is Tom Clements. So the Cavaliers want to stop the clock. Notre Dame at the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 3. The Fighting Irish leading Virginia by 19.
You may not realize it, but when you designed your home, you used Conseil engineering. You put the table within reach of the chair within reach of the lamp. Special touches that make home feel just right. You'll find those same special touches in Mazda's MPV, created with Conseil engineering. So feel an MPV and feel right at home. Mazda.
It just feels right.
In this package is over 40 years of experience in overseas shipping and access to more air routes worldwide. Because Flying Tigers has changed its stripes and merged with Federal Express to form the largest all-cargo airline in the world.
There's a lot more work to painting than just the painting. So use a paint that'll keep you from having to do it all again for a long time. Pittsburgh paints. Our paint is tested and researched, so we know it'll last and look beautiful for years. Pittsburgh paints. You work too hard to paint with anything less. Right now, save 20% or more on Pittsburgh paints and stains at participating Pittsburgh paints dealers.
Along with Dave Rowe, I'm Phil Stone. 11:15 to play in the first half. Notre Dame 19, the Cavaliers nothing. Notre Dame 26 plays and counting. The Cavs 16 plays.
Well, the storyline brought to you by Pittsburgh Paint is Virginia 32 total yards. Look at Notre Dame. Rice 3 of 3 on 72 yards, carried the ball 31 yards, but it has just been the storyline is just a domination of this first half by the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. You know, we talk about punching the ball in. Once you get inside the 20-yard line, Notre Dame is unbelievable on that. 41 out of 48 times last year inside the 20, they scored a touchdown.
Ismail from the wishbone. He has got the first down at the 10-yard line. Tyrone Lewis brought him down.
Well, I want to correct one thing, a touchdown or a field goal. 41 out of 48 times, Bill. That's amazing. But right now, Virginia is hoping for some type of a break. They need some kind of a big play to stop them, get that ball deep, get it back, fumble, blocked kick, anything in there. They just need a break right now to get momentum coming back towards them.
For Notre Dame, this is the 10th play on this drive, which began at their own 13-yard line. Now, from the Virginia 11. First and 10. Rice. The pitch goes to Eilers. And he is almost knocked on his back at the 3. Boy, did Keith McMeans put a hit on Eilers.
But prior to that pitch to Eilers, watch the read here by Rice. Right there, you're going to come up, pitch the ball. Boom. Now watch Eilers at the tail end. He's just going to turn it up in the corner, right? Watch this, Phil. Bam. That's what you call a collision. That's McMeans, and he just leveled him.
A gain of 8. It is now second down and 2. Culver and Johnson the setbacks. Notre Dame from the Tolliver takes him down.
Now on that play, Tolliver's the middle man. He's got to fill the hole that he sees the running back coming in. That's his job. Your big defensive linemen are just trying to get a stalemate, and you let those linebackers roam in there. The only thing Tolliver needs to do on that play is to step up quicker into the hole. Stop him when he gets to the line of scrimmage, because it's awfully difficult stopping the quality of running backs that Notre Dame has for 1 yard. It's going to be close. I think it's first down.
It is first and goal. Irish inside the Cavalier 1. And I tell you, the nose tackle, Ron Carey, is hot. He is trying to fire up those 5 down linemen for the Cavaliers.
That's what you have to do. You have to have someone that comes in there, takes a little leadership and says, all right, this is it. We got to stop it. We got to do something in here.
That's Rice. And he is short of the touchdown.
Well, he's not short by much. But a good fill there by the linebackers. See those big defensive linemen, they stuffed the linemen that time. They got underneath them. That's what you try to do in that situation. Get low, let those linebackers fill the hole, and they stopped them maybe an inch away.
The man who hit him, Dave, was Tyrone Lewis. He is a strong safety. He wears number 9. Last year, he rarely missed a down. He was in on virtually every play for the Cavaliers on defense and special teams.
Well, I think we're going to see another quarterback sneak here because they're awfully close. You just don't want to risk a handoff unless it's a good one.
Touchdown, Notre Dame. It's the fullback, Anthony Johnson.
Well, that's a solid play. You practice that one every day. What a drive, Phil. Started this drive deep in their own territory on the 13-yard line, and they've driven 87 yards. Great play selection. That's another thing that they pull out. Great play selection.
Greg McKentrick will attempt the point after. Billy Hackett had attempted the first 3. Pardon me, the first 2. Kendrick, the freshman. And it is good.
Phil, maybe we can get another look at this. Now watch, right down the line, just stick it right in the belly right there. See the quarterback put the ball right in there, put your head down, get behind those offensive linemen, just plow in there. An aerial view from the blip. Now watch, it's going to go to the right of your screen. There's a double team, the push down inside. Well, they really controlled the point of attack. They got Ray Savage on that one and drove him inside.
Clock stopped. We're coming back to Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands in a moment.
It has been said that a good beer is like a good man. If you look beneath the surface, invariably, the best will come shining through. Smooth, never bitter Miller Beer.
Why that man I'm looking, the best comes shining
simple pleasures, like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Sharp, the only 12-to-1 zoom camcorder, that's who. Sharp, so fully automatic, just turn it on and shoot. The Sharp 12-to-1 zoom camcorder, that's who. While most camcorders stop here, only the Sharp 12-to-1 zoom keeps zooming all the way to here. Beautiful, even in low light. Sharp, the only 12-to-1 zoom. Nobody gets you closer to the ones you love than Sharp. From Sharp minds come Sharp products.
Travel arranged through Continental, the only airline that you fly first class to most mainland U.S. cities with a full coach fare. Continental, working to be your choice. Now Lou Holtz, enjoying what he is seeing as his national champion Notre Dame Fighting Irish out in front of the Cavaliers 26-0, and we still have 8:47 to play in the first half. Now that last drive covered 87 yards. It began at Notre Dame's own 13-yard line. It took them 6 minutes and 13 seconds to go the other way.
And it was a flawless drive. They didn't do one thing wrong. They came up with just every play. Of course, they opened it up with that clip in the back to get them deep in their territory, but they just were flawless. Great play selection. They called the right plays. They mixed them up well, controlled the line of scrimmage. Wow.
Dave, you talked at the outset of the telecast about Notre Dame's blinding speed. How does a 220-pound fullback run the 40 in 4.6? Now, explain that.
I don't know. I asked Lou Holtz that last night. I said, how do you coach team speed? So what you do is you run off all the slow ones.
Hendrick lets it sail. It is taken at the 10-yard line by Wilson. Right up through the pack, dives out across the 27 near the 28.
Well, Phil, I know a lot of fans out there watching this football game said, well, you know, what's going to happen now? Well, let me tell you what Virginia has got to do. If you're a coach on the sideline, you call your offensive unit, you say, okay, listen, let's start right back at the basics. We've played the game before. We've been behind. We've got to come out and establish some sort of offense and get some kind of a moving ground game going, something where we're moving the ball for plus yardage before halftime. Even a score would help, but they've got to make a lot of adjustments.
That's Terry Kirby. Not much. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. He was knocked off his feet by the junior middle linebacker Don Grimm.
Well, they're certainly not missing Michael Stonebreaker. Look at Grimm play across the line. Good play. Now see him coming forward right here. Good wrap. For you young people out there, when you call a wrap, that's when you wrap those hands around them. That's what coaches teach you. The basic fundamentals of tackling are wrap those arms around them. That's what Grimm did on that play.
Finkelstein to the top of your screen. Play action. Moore looking this way. Now throws. It is caught by Herman Moore, and he drops it going out of bounds. Oh, man. Virginia bench doesn't like that call at all.
Now, the reason they don't like the call is that they're saying if he had caught the ball, if he hadn't gotten hit, he would have come down in bounds. Let's see, in fact, what happens on this play. See right there, there's the catch. The defender took him out of bounds. They called it complete out of bounds. Would he have come down in bounds? Now look from this angle. If he doesn't get hit, would he have come down with 1 foot in bounds? Gosh, he got knocked about 3 yards in the air.
Moore 2 of 8 for 15 yards. He has misfired on his last 5. Steps up, now scrambling for his life. Got 4 Fighting Irish after him, and he'll go out of bounds near the 37. Andre Jones, the closest defender. But I'll tell you, there were 4 gold helmets in pursuit.
And Moore showed a little team speed on that one. That's what you want to do as quarterback. Step up in there, look for that play, and when you have that speed that Moore does, you can bring it down and carry it. But it was all for naught because it's going to bring up 4th down. He's going to have to punt it.
Ed Garneau will send it away to Ricky Waters. And boy, I'll tell you, he has electrified this sellout crowd tonight.
Notre Dame may come and try to block this ball. They've got 8 men up on the line of scrimmage. I think they delayed a game. Oh, boy. That's not what you want to do. Delay a game against Virginia just compounds your field position. Instead of punting it from about the 37, now you'll punt it from about the 31.5, maybe 31, 32-yard line. That's not what you want to do.
A year ago, Ricky Waters, the punt return specialist for Notre Dame, was 4th in the nation with the return average of 13 yards. Thus far tonight, he has 3 returns for some 60-plus yards. Garneau, end over end, not good. Fair catch called for at the 39-yard line by Steve Bellis. Oh, the Cavaliers will have the ball at their own 40-yard line following the 23-yard punt. Notre Dame's offense coming back onto the field.
Introducing the Adidas Torsion basketball shoe. Moves the way your foot moves. Created with one thing in mind: winning. If you really want it, you can. Adidas Torsion.
Olympic stain dealers are always learning. After all, they have to know a lot, like exactly which product's going to be right for your job, what goes into Olympic that makes it protect so well, and how to help you get great-looking results. In fact, once you learn how much these guys know about Olympic stain, you just might see them in a whole new light. So go see an Olympic dealer. These guys are smart.
Road Handler treadlocks. Test them for 1,000 miles. If you don't agree they're the toughest tires you've ever owned, Sears will buy them back. Great low prices every day. Road Handler Tough. That's your money's worth and a whole lot more.
95,000 miles and no problems. Because Quaker State exceeds every single car maker's U.S. requirements for maximum engine protection. The big Q stands for quality. Always has, always will.
We welcome you back to Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands. Phil Stone along with Dave Rowe. And the Cavaliers of Virginia have traditionally been a very slow starting team. Last year, Dave, they lost 4 of their first 6.
Well, they certainly did, but I don't think they played anybody last year like they're playing tonight. They are having a clinic out here tonight. But they are. You talked about them. They won their last 5 games. They had a great shot at winning the ACC. Back to that.
7:45 to play here in the first half. It is 1st and 10 Notre Dame from their own 40-yard line. Waters split way to the top left of your screen. Rice looking near side. Flares it out, complete. That's his fullback, Anthony Johnson. Boy, Johnson not only runs with authority, terrific receiver. When he came to Notre Dame as a freshman, he weighed just a little bit under 200 pounds. Coming into this ball game tonight, Anthony Johnson tips the scales at 221. Not only did he gain 20 pounds, Dave, but he picked up about a half a second on his feet over 40 yards.
Yeah, well, I saw a statement by Lou Holtz that he wanted his team to be strong enough to carry him off. And they have a great strength program, and they can certainly carry him off after victories. But they do. They have an excellent strength program.
Rocket Ismail is in motion to the near side. Play action. Rice looking near side. Throws. That's Ismail. He's got it at the 41, at the 40, down at the 38-yard line. Kevin Cook. What a job Ismail did running that pattern. He forced the quarterback deep and then made his cut.
Everybody will tell you that the running game opens the passing game, and you can see that Rice is standing back there with no one in his face and just picks out Ismail, who drops in the seam. You see him come from the outside. He's right in the seam in between the deep coverage and the short coverage, and he just found the crack in there, turned inside, and Rice just picked them off.
Ismail, 4 catches tonight, 98 yards. Rice looking deep again, underthrows now. Pass intended for Derek Brown, the tight end. Is a man whose raw skills are sensational. Tight end, 6'7", 235 pounds. Portions of tonight's game are brought to you by Road Handler Treadlock Radials from Sears. Tough tires you can trust.
You know, about the only thing I can say about Ismail that I didn't like was he said when he was a kid he dreamed about being a Pittsburgh Steeler. No, that's the only thing I can find, the only fault I can find with him.
Rice on 2nd and 10. Right over the middle. Wide open is Ricky Waters. At the 8-yard line, Tony Covington tripped him up. Waters went down hard.
And that is one of the big offensive weapons coming out of the backfield for Tony Rice, and that is Ricky Waters coming out. He's got 4.4 40-yard dash speed. You just can't cover him. A linebacker's not going to be able to pick him up and stay with him, and that's what happened. That's why he was so wide open out there.
An obvious breakdown in the Cavalier defensive secondary. Tony Rice, brilliant tonight. 6 of 7, 125 yards. That one good for 30. First down and goal now at the Virginia 8-yard line from the wishbone. Rice. Near side, that's Culver. He's at the 5, and just look at him carry a 270-pound tackle.
He certainly did. Stearns hit him about a yard in the backfield, and with that great leg drive that we talked about earlier, He just carried him about 3 yards down inside the 5-yard line to about the 3-yard line. Great leg strength.
Culver 7 carries, and listen to this. He is averaging 6 yards a pop.
And he's nothing spectacular as far as an average. Everybody's averaging 6 yards a carry, Phil.
3 wide receivers now for Notre Dame. They are bunched. Rice looking left, hit at the line of scrimmage, still on his feet. Touchdown, Notre Dame!
I can tell you this, you win with athletic ability, and that's what Tony Rice showed on that play. A broken play. It was supposed to be a play-action pass. He's supposed to come out, find his wide receiver. Jacobs coming outside. He didn't see Jacobs. He improvised. He danced around in there. He had 2 or 3 of them. Joe Hall just grabbing air. A couple guys he sidestepped and scampered into the end zone.
Patrick tacks on the point after, and with 5:11 to play now in the first half here at Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands, it is Notre Dame by a bunch.
Well, there it is. You see Tony Rice improvising there. Maybe we can look at it from a second angle, but again, it's a play-action pass. You fake to the back. Now you pull it back here, and this is the element where he's supposed to pick him up. Now watch right there. Dances around, dances inside. You can see everybody just waving at him as he jumps in there.
We'll be back after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network.
Sometimes the roads are long. So it's good to know you've got some friends along the way. Pull into any Exxon retailer and you'll find gasolines unsurpassed at cleaning your engine and service unsurpassed at keeping you going. And that'll never change, because quality products and services are why people have been coming into Exxon and why they keep coming back.
Thanks.
If it's out there, it's in here. The 9X Yellow Pages. Why would anyone need another?
If you like to be seen in all the right circles,
It's the right beer now.
if you think there's a certain quality to beer that comes from up here,
Right beer now.
if you believe in letting the good times pour, reach for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
Coors Light. Yeah, it's the right beer now. It's the right beer now.
That is what it looks like high above Giant Stadium. Hello, Aaron Jenkins is captaining the Goodyear Blimp America as it sails over the Meadowlands tonight, and that is what it looks like down from where we are.
Now, wait a minute, that doesn't spell Raycom. That said Goodyear, didn't it? I thought it was supposed to say Raycom Sports on that side of that thing.
I want to welcome back our viewers in Chicago who are viewing us on WGN Channel 9. We understand we had some technical problems between our facility and Chicago, and want to say hello again to everyone in the Windy City. Dave, you were quoted in USA Today.
Ooh.
Rudy Martzke's column is saying there was no way Notre Dame could repeat as national champion. You want to re-examine that position now?
Well, let me say this. It's going to be difficult this season. I know who you want to thank. You want to thank Peter Rolfe, our executive producer, who slipped you a note and said that. No, I was. I'll tell you, it's very difficult to repeat as a national champion. I know they're having a fabulous game tonight. And, I mean, they're way out ahead, 33-0. Everything's going right for them. But they have got to play a long schedule, and everybody shoots for you when you're number one.
That is Wilson. And cut from behind at the 49.
Good. this is the highlight of the first half for Virginia. Good choice right there. Wilson gets up outside, makes a nice run, gets good blocks, and he does a nice job on that play. He gives them the best field position. What is that, about 35, 37-yard return, something like that?
A 36-yard run back now to their own 47-yard line. From the I formation, Sean Moore is parking the signals. That's the tailback, Marcus Wilson. He is to the midfield stripe and maybe a bit beyond.
And you can see the difference in the running styles there. That time when he runs up in the line, he's looking for a hole. He just can't find a hole. He runs up in there and starts skipping. We have someone down. Looks like one of the linemen is down. But just to go back on that point, Phil, what we saw there was a running back taking the ball and looking for a hole. Conversely, on the Notre Dame side, they're taking the ball and the hole is opening up in front of them, and they're just barreling through.
Well, it is a Cavalier offensive lineman. I do not want to speculate on who it is until we can see a number. There's George Welsh, and though his Cavaliers are down 33-0, don't for a minute diminish what that man has meant to the Virginia football program.
Oh, he really has. He's come in and given them. I mean, they went from dreary teams to teams that have respectable and good records. They've been successful in bowl games. We did the All-American Bowl a couple years ago, and they were very successful in that game. They just got the top recruit in the nation in Kirby, so they've got a lot of positive things going for them.
Prior to Welsh's arrival in Charlottesville back in 1982, the Cavaliers had only posted 2 winning seasons in 31 years. Since he has been at the helm of the Cavaliers, they have had 5 winning records, Dave, in their last 6 outings. And you played under him at Penn State. Wasn't he quarterback coach when you were there?
Well, I wasn't a quarterback, but no, he was one of our coaches at Penn State. He's a very knowledgeable coach. He's got a lot of good skills. And when I say skills, what you do is you try to teach the techniques of football. I believe that's Mars who got hurt on that play. 52, the center. There's a young man having an outstanding day. We saw him in the back there. There he is, Tony Rice, has just become Notre Dame's all-time rushing quarterback.
Tom Clements held the mark, 1,050 yards rushing. Now, last year, Tony Rice did something nobody at Notre Dame had done since way back in 1956. He led the Fighting Irish in passing and rushing. Who was the last guy to do it?
Oh, I know that. 56 Heisman Trophy Award winner, Paul Hornung. I remember that.
And what's interesting about that year is Hornung still remains the only man to ever win the Heisman while playing for a losing team. Notre Dame that year, 2-8.
Okay, where's Tony Rice from?
Tony Rice is from
tiny little Woodruff,
South Carolina.
You got it. Don't you know they're proud of their young son today?
Moore passes batted up in the air and almost picked off. Diving for it, Michael Smalls, the backup linebacker out of Rialto, California.
Now, just to tell you where Woodruff is, that's right next to Pauline, which is real near Spartanburg. See, I know that because I used to live down there.
Still not too far away from that part of the country.
No, I'm not. That's true. Of Woodruff can send me a box of oranges, don't you think?
In motion, that's Finkelstein. Moore wants to put it up in and out of the arms of Marcus Wilson.
Boy, and he had the schoolyard out in front of him. If he had been able to come down with that ball, you saw how quickly Moore was rushed. But had he been able to come down with it, he had a lot of blockers.
You know, Cavalier running backs, Dave, notoriously don't have a lot of experience catching passes. Last year, Moore completed 141 passes, only 28 of them to his running backs. So, as I said early in the first quarter, Virginia is a team that really plays the vertical passing game.
Yes, they do. They go downfield. And they're getting time to throw the ball. But again, we talked about that outstanding speed, that secondary that Notre Dame possesses.
Garneau. Good punt. Fair catch by Waters. He's got it at the 8.
Ouch. Now, I'll tell you what he did wrong there. You stand at the 10-yard line and you don't fair catch the ball when you step back.
4:24 remaining in the first half, and there is a look across the Hudson River.
I'm tired of us centers getting no recognition. I played 13 seasons in front of millions of fans, made All-Pro twice, and started in 3 Super Bowls. Yet no one knows who I am. Hey, even if I'm not well known, at least my beer is. Miller Lite. An All-Pro center doesn't want some watered-down version of a regular beer. I want the less-filling beer that tastes great. Let me get that.
Hey, aren't you Randy Cross?
It's well known. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great.
Like the comfort of Levi's jeans. Or had you forgotten?
Notre Dame out in front of Virginia 33-0, and now the Fighting Irish with virtually their entire second offensive unit on the playing field in quarter, including a true freshman at quarterback, Rick Meyer, who a year ago quarterbacked his high school team in Goshen, Indiana, to the state championship. And he can throw the football. That's Waters, one of the few starters to remain in the ball game. He takes it out to the 14-yard line. Now Waters a year ago was a flanker. Got 15 passes, 2 touchdowns, has 4.4 speed. Tonight, Waters averaging over 6 yards of carry. Waters, this time, will try the left end. Turns it up, dives out across the 24. Boy, it seems strange to me to see a Notre Dame quarterback wearing number 3. Same number worn by a few legends at Notre Dame. Fellow by the name of Montana, LaMonica, Ralph Guglielmi. Irish stars of the 70s, 60s, 50s. Boy. Meyer. Far side, he puts it on the money. In and out of the hands of William Pollard, another freshman out of Fort Knox. Second down and 10 now. The ball still on the 23-yard line.
Like I said, Phil, you can't retire all the numbers, and look at the history that Notre Dame has had with great players.
There's the draw. Waters short of the first down at the 32. Tyrone Lewis knocked him down. Elton Tolliver, the first man that hit him.
Well, you want to see what it's like to run the football? Here it is. Step to the side. It's a draw play. Get the ball. Look up quickly. And look at that hole that develops. I mean, to tell you, you could drive a cement truck through that hole. That is just great blocking.
Now on that Notre Dame front line, Allen, Gorman, Gene McGuire, Mirko Jerkovic, and Winston Sandry. From the eye on 3rd and 2, Meyer to put it up. The screen, it is Waters, still fights his way, he's got the first down. Oh, what an effort by the junior out of Harrisburg, PA. And a great block by Tom Gorman.
I thought Tolliver had him back there before he was going to pick up that first down. But again, see the quarterback drop. It's a screen pass out here. Turn around, pick up those blockers. You see Tolliver should have had him right there. Just lost the handle on him and was able to pick up that first down.
From the 44-yard line, Notre Dame 33, Virginia nothing. Meyer coming near side, throws, just misses. Rocket Ismail. Hard to believe. Ismail last year on the national championship team averaged 27.5 yards a catch.
That's what you call getting downfield in a hurry. I'll bet this is the earliest that Lou Holtz and his Notre Dame team have put in second-string players. He did say that a lot of players were going to play in this football game. I believe he brought 80 or 90 players with him. It looked like a whole host of players out there the other day.
Second down and 10 now. Play action. Meyer throws. Good look in. Caught by Tony Smith. Spins to the 39. Dave, normally there are, if even very slight ones, telling tales of a high school freshman. You certainly don't see any from Rick Meyer, who a year ago was playing high school football.
Well,
what poise.
Yes, he does. That's what you look for in a quarterback, is what does he do under pressure when he drops back there and he's got to pick up those receivers and he's got those big linemen running around in front of him. What does he do? And Meyer certainly has the poise to play as a freshman.
Meyer looking, and look at him unload this pass. It is intercepted in the end zone by Kevin Cook. Wide open was William Pollard. He had cut to the inside. Meyer thought he was going to take it to the flag.
And I may have spoken a little too fast. Ron Carey got a great rush in there. It was a late rush. You'll see him coming from the right of your screen, and Meyer just threw that thing up. You're right. The receiver turned the wrong way and enabled the interception, but good rush there by Ron Carey to get that pressure. You know, the first thing you do, Phil, when you look at a game like this is you say, gosh, Virginia's not playing very well. But I don't know that the Virginia's not playing as well as Notre Dame is playing so well. They are playing a perfect football game.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. It is now first down for the Cavaliers as they try desperately to get something going. Marcus Wilson on a counter takes it across the 23, out close to the 24.
Phil, with a minute and 20 seconds left, the one thing that you want to do is you want to get some positive note to go down into the locker room. You're going to walk into a locker room if you're Virginia, you're down 33 points, and what do you say to your team? You need some kind of a positive thing, something like that interception or some big play where the quarterback pulls the ball out, some kind of a drive, even a field goal, but you need some positive note to go in that locker room.
Bruce McGonigal, the tight end. He latches on. His second catch of the ball game. That one covering 11 yards. It's a first down for Virginia. Moore now 3 of 11. Not a typical outing for Sean Moore.
No, he was 50% passer last year. He completed 141 of 282 passes, so he's a good passer, and he's had the time. He just has not picked up his receivers well.
Play action Moore. Look at the time he had. Overthrows his receiver, and it is intercepted by Don Grimm.
Well, Phil, one of the players that we talked about and we've highlighted in this game was the missing parts of Notre Dame, and Grimm is one of those players who plays in place of Stonebreaker, the All-American. Look at Grimm, back. Look at that quarterback. Watch the eyes. There's the ball. Just picks it right off, and now comes downfield. I don't know how much I like his running style, but he really played the ball well. Look at the quarterback. He's back there just playing him and picks that pass off.
Rick Meyer is back in, the second-team quarterback for Notre Dame. Pitches to Culver. He tries to turn the corner, can't do it. He is wrapped up by Donald Reynolds, the sophomore left end out of Axton, Virginia.
A little different read that time by Myers as he came down the line. When Meyer got to the pitch point, he read the linebacker wrong. He read the linebackers coming on him. The linebacker turned and ran him down. That's what resulted in only a 1 to 2 yard gain instead of that 6 to 7 yard gain that they've run all night.
.16 seconds to play here in the first half. Meyer, play action. Near side. He's going to tuck it away and carry it out of bounds, and that'll stop the clock with 6 ticks remaining. Chased out by Yusef Jackson. He is the son of the Reverend Jesse Jackson, a freshman out of Chicago.
Well, there are some named players on this Virginia team, aren't they? Some who's who of personalities, Jackson being just one of them.
Derek Dooley,
son of
Dooley.
Vince Dooley.
Right. See if I can name the fathers. Let's see. About that greasy fella. I saw him out there.
Well, his father Bob is in attendance tonight. 6 seconds to play. 3rd down and 8. Play action. Notre Dame going for it again. Meyer chased out, and he will be almost struck from behind and finally chased out. Don Reynolds, I thought, had him at the 40-yard line, and Meyer, with a stutter step, shook free and took it out of bounds. The clock expires, and in the first 30 minutes of play, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame flexing their national championship muscles out in front of Virginia, 33-0.
The Kickoff Classic is being brought to you by Miller Lite. When it's Miller Lite, less filling tastes great. By Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Radio Shack, the technology store, America's leader in consumer electronics. By Federal Express, the best way to ship it over there. And by Levi's 505 and 506 jeans.
There it is, the halftime score. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame leading the Virginia Cavaliers 33-0. For the Fighting Irish, it has been an offensive clinic tonight. We'll be back in a moment.
In a world of distractions and unexpected turns, a car should be like a friend you don't have to talk to. The Mazda 626 is actually engineered to feel just that way, resulting in an uncanny ability to make you feel in control. At the same time, it makes you feel relaxed. The 626 from Mazda.
It just feels right. A real good love
Your marriage will never end.
always lasts.
Your children will never grow old. The Western will never die. Capture it on an 8-hour T160, and we guarantee you a lifetime of replays and re-records. For life, for sure, forever. BASF, tape that lasts forever.
Bo knows baseball. Bo knows football. Bo knows basketball, too.
Bo knows tennis?
No. Bo knows race.
Bo, you don't know diddly.
Daddy, I want my Jenny beer.
I want my soda.
Grandma, isn't this fun? Oh.
I want my Serta.
Why do people want a Serta? The answer is the exclusive Serta Surface. It tops firm support with layers of thick, luxurious comfort. It'll spoil you for sleeping any other way. So get a Serta Perfect Sleeper.
I want my Serta.
Well, that's the situation as we return to you live from Giant Stadium at the Meadowlands. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. They struck early and they have struck often as they have demolished the Virginia Cavaliers 33-0. We'll be right back to the Meadowlands with more after this message from the University of Virginia.
What the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Thomas Jefferson conceived the idea. Since 1819, there have been believers and achievers. Virginia, the university.
above Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The Fighting Irish of Notre Dame over the Virginia Cavaliers at halftime, 33-0. I'm Phil Stone along with Dave Rowe. And Dave, you talked early in the telecast what the Virginia Cavaliers would have to do to stay in this ball game. They have not been able to do much, but the one thing that Notre Dame has done, they have really pressured Virginia.
Yes, they have, and they pressured them immediately with that interception. That really started the tone of the football game. We talked about Virginia having to get off to a quick start, and this is not the start that George Welsh and his staff wanted. More not under a lot of pressure, and you can see right here, Light comes across and intercepts that football, and that really set the tone for this first half of this football game.
Well, I think it was very, very important that Virginia score early in this ball game, but right at the conclusion of the first half, the man filling in for the departed Mike Stonebreaker got into the fray in a big way.
Oh, and that's Grimm, and he has played exceptionally well. You can see the ball, good read right here, just playing the quarterback's eyes, puts the ball down, and he comes up with an interception, and he has really filled in for Stonebreaker's loss.
Interesting, last night Lou Holtz told a crowd here at the Meadowlands that he really didn't know how good his 1989 Fighting Irish would be. He said, if you're looking for a top 20 team in '89, you better look someplace else. I think Lou, say what, I think he might have a full house and didn't show it anybody.
Well, I'll tell you this, they are playing like a national champion should play in its national champion year. And you talked about me making a prediction that you can't repeat. I'm going to probably have to recant my story because they have just had an awesome first half. They have controlled the line of scrimmage. They played extremely well in defense. They have just played just remarkably well.
There is no question about it. There's the halftime score. We want to remind you the following is a message from the National Association of the College Directors of Athletics.
The National Association of Collegiate Directors of Athletics is an organization serving more than 2,000 members of the collegiate athletic community. Because its members share common problems and opportunities, NACTA conducts management seminars which focus on contemporary and long-range strategies. State-of-the-art business technology is keeping collegiate athletic departments in step with the times through NACTA.
Football has been a very important part of my life. Now, I'm very proud to be a member of the College Football Hall of Fame. The hall is located in Kings Island, Ohio, north of Cincinnati on Interstate 71. Visit the Hall of Fame Honors Room, the Locker Room, Gold Medal and Distinguished American Awards, and the Time Tunnel, featuring a pictorial history of the game. The College Football Hall of Fame. See it, enjoy it, remember it.
For 10 years, Raycom Sports and Entertainment has been your choice for the best in collegiate sports action. From college football to college basketball, the games you want to see are on Raycom, and this year we'll be televising more games than ever. Let Raycom kick off your college football season with the Kickoff Classic, the opening game of the college season, and the matchup that traditionally impacts on the battle for who's number one. Then it's a full season of Southwest Conference regional action, pitting the likes of the Texas Longhorns, the Razorbacks of Arkansas, and the Aggies of Texas A&M in run-and-gun non-stop action. And for postseason drama, it's the Liberty Bowl, one of America's favorite bowl games, recognized for its hard-nosed matchups and a halftime extravaganza that captures the true spirit of America. Moving into the college basketball season, no one delivers more games than Raycom, spanning the nation with regionalized coverage of the ACC, the Big 8, the Big 10, the Metro, the Southwest Conference, and the Pac-10.
If football is all you know about Notre Dame, well, you have a lot to learn. Take Newt Rockney. Before he coached football, he taught chemistry. And he taught in the laboratory of a Notre Dame priest who discovered synthetic rubber. A tradition of research continues today on campus in chemistry, in chemical engineering, and in many other fields. The pursuit of new knowledge is something we're proud of at Notre Dame. So the next time you see football, think chemistry.
This is...
Halftime at Giant Stadium in East Rutherford, where Notre Dame leads the Virginia Cavaliers 33-0. Now, sitting alongside of me is a man who at one time was athletic director at Virginia, at one time athletic director at the University of Notre Dame, and today is the commissioner of the Atlantic Coast Conference, Gene Corrigan. And Gene, I suppose the biggest question ACC fans want to know is it possible for ACC football to someday attain the heights that ACC basketball enjoys?
Oh, sure it is, Phil. This first half has been a real setback, I must say. I think we're all disappointed, and I'm certainly nobody's more disappointed in the Cavaliers themselves than George Welsh. It's been a tough way to open. No, I feel like this is the finest group of coaches that our conference has ever had. And that's where you start, with great coaches. And I really believe from top to bottom in the ACC we have the best we've ever had.
You know, there's a lot of people down in the Virginia area that might blame Gene Corrigan in a number of ways for this score being what it is, because back in 1985, you're the one, when you were athletic director at Notre Dame, who brought Lou Holtz under the Golden Dome, weren't you?
That was not a tough choice. That was not a tough choice. Lou was really a perfect guy for the job. He fit it in every way. And, you know, interestingly enough, during that period of time when we knew that we were going to be making a selection, he had in his contract that if he were offered the job at Notre Dame, that he could get out of it. And that's a very unique thing, but it made it very easy for us to work something out. But he has done a great job with that team.
Well, Gene, you've got a class conference not only in football, also certainly in basketball. I want to thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Best of luck to your ACC.
Thanks a million. Let's see. We got to get those Cavaliers going this half, don't we?
Well, get him going.
All right.
We're coming back to the Meadowlands here in New Jersey, where the Fighting Irish lead the Cavaliers of Virginia 33-0.
They were the biggest men I'd ever seen. They lifted my mama's couch like it was a toy. I ran to my room, but it was gone. But my mama was still there.
If you die, will they have to say goodbye to your house as well? Ask an Allstate agent about mortgage protection and make your family a promise. We'll help you keep.
As we drove away, I watched my house get smaller and smaller until it wasn't there anymore.
It took 2,000 years, but a revolutionary discovery is changing the way men think about coloring their gray hair. It's called Just for Men, from the leader in men's hair coloring. Simply apply Just for Men, and in 5 minutes, shampoo out.
Is the closest thing that I see there. Look at the number of yards, 333 yards to 60. That's just amazing. It's just unbelievable. You're talking about total dominance. They're lucky they're only down 33-0. It's just 16 first downs to 3.
Kickoff Classic is being brought to you by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. By Olympic, these guys are smart. By Sharp Electronics Corporation, from sharp minds come sharp products. And by Budweiser, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. History may not favor an NCAA college football repeat of a national championship, but that man right there, I'll tell you what, I think he has been bluffing all summer long.
He certainly has. We've talked about the 5 players that they needed to replace. I can't even remember their names. I mean, this first half has been awesome. Well, if you're a Virginia fan, you've got to hope that Virginia gets some breaks in this football game, comes back and establishes that you have to hope that Notre Dame loses the momentum. But they really had momentum going. Look at that. The average first downs, Notre Dame has averaged on first down over 6.5 yards on that first down. That's what opens up everything. The passing game, everything is opened up with that type of an average.
That's Ismail. Across the 31-yard line. Ismail tops in the nation a year ago in kickoff returns. 36 yards of return. Interesting enough, the number 2 man on that NCAA list last year was Chris Oldham out of Oregon. 29 yards.
That's a long way away. 7 yards.
Now when you've got 4-2 speed. Unbelievable. Notre Dame now out of the eye. In motion is Rocket Ismail. Good protection. Lofts the pass intended for Anthony Johnson. Good coverage by the senior right end, Ray Savage. Now here is the Pittsburgh Paint storyline through the first 30 minutes of play. Virginia, 60 total yards. Here is a Cavalier team that was averaging coming in 352.
And look at Notre Dame, 333 total yards. That's usually what a team averages in an entire football game. And they scored a touchdown in each of their first 5 times that they had the football.
Ismail wide to the left. Pat Eilers wide right out of the eye. 2nd and 10. Rice again rolling left. Throws deep. Ismail leaps. He's got it and comes down with the football at the Virginia 44.
A good shot there, Phil. The difference between college and pros. In college, you need 1 foot to come down in bounds. In the pros, you need 2 feet. But watch this throw on the run by Rice. Nice square up of the shoulders, picks out his wide receiver, and bang, he hits him with a strike. Good concentration, get that 1 foot down. Well, he did get that other foot down.
First down now at the 44-yard line. Eilers and Steve Bellis both wide to the right. Waters is the tailback. Rice now to Waters. He turns the corner and has his legs cut out from under him by Tony Covington, the corner.
Now the corner has got to get there quicker on that play. That was a good play by Covington to get up there and, as you say, cut the legs out on the run, but he has got to get there quicker. When that linebacker makes a decision, he's going to take that quarterback and they make that pitch. You've got to force him wide. So the safety or corner that's on that force has got to get up there quicker.
2nd down and 5. Notre Dame. The ball nosing towards the Virginia 39. 14:02 to play. 3rd period action. Again, the Irish from the I formation. Rice carries to the 32. Jason Wallace on the tackle. Dave, quite frankly, I am a bit surprised we have not called the names Stearns, Carey, Joe Hall, the front 3 interior down linemen for the Cavaliers. They are all veterans, all returners from last year's 7-4 Cavalier squad.
Well, and it's a Cavalier, very veteran team. They just have not been able to get anything going. But you're right, they've got 18 of their 22 starters back. They're expected to be a good contender in their Atlantic Coast Conference, but they just are not getting the job done tonight.
Rice almost intercepted by either Elton Tolliver or Phil Thomas.
One of the things that Virginia is giving away, and that's size in this line. We talked about earlier about Reynolds being a 240-pound player. He's playing against Dean Brown of Notre Dame, who's a 290-pound player. So you give away 40, 50 pounds, and that'll wear on you. That's what you call that overwhelming momentum as you run down the field.
2nd down and 10. The ball at the 32. 13:29 to play. 3rd period. Anthony Johnson to the 21. Keith McMeans on the tackle. Last year, McMeans, the junior out of Virginia Beach, had 5 interceptions. The year prior to that, that man right there, not right there, number 16 in white, led the nation as a freshman in interceptions with 9.
3rd downs for Notre Dame. They haven't had many of them. Virginia's needed 8.5 yards on a 3rd down. Notre Dame has only had 2 opportunities to try and get a 1st down on 3rd down.
3rd and less than 1. Waters spins for the 1st down. A flag goes down at the Cavalier 20.
And from where that flag is thrown, that may be the first mistake that Notre Dame has made in this football game, and it may be a holding call to go against them.
I'll tell you, Notre Dame may be way out in front here early in the 3rd period, but both Virginia and the Fighting Irish very close when it comes to academic standards, Dave. Virginia won the CFA's Academic Achievement Award for the highest graduation of scholarship football players in both 1985 and 86. Notre Dame has won it 4 times.
And that's quite a tribute to both these coaches and their systems, is that you can win with quality athletes.
Yes.
They don't worry about, they never even heard of Proposition 48, have they?
You know, last year Notre Dame graduated every one of its eligible graduating seniors, 100% graduation rate.
And I'll bet you Virginia came in second.
I'll bet you're right. They were honorable mention last year. It is now 3rd down and 11. Play action, Rice looking deep, looking for Ismail. Passes in and out of the hands of Rocket Ismail. One of the rare times you will see him drop a catchable ball.
Well, you say it was catchable. It was a tough catch because it's going away and it's low. Now watch Ismail come down here. Now look at the cushion. You don't even see the defensive back in the picture. That's the respect for his speed. The ball was a little bit low, but I think you're right. I'll give you grace where grace is due, and it was a catchable ball. But did you see the cushion, the defensive back giving 7-8 yards when he makes his break and turns? He's wide open.
Here's Craig Hendrick, the high school freshman out of Godfrey, Illinois. First team All-American USA Today, prep team All-American with no tee from the 41-yard line, and he hooked it. No go. A 51-yard attempt. Hendrick gave it a sail. He hit a 50 and a 55 in their last fall spring practice. Famous sons, take a look at these 5 young men who are a part of George Welsh's Cavalier football team. Bill Curry, Derek Dooley, Scott Greasy, Joseph Jackson, and Ricky Pete. And joining Dave and me in the press box is a man who at one time was known as one of the great quarterbacks of the game. Today is known as Scott Greasy's dad, Bob Greasy.
Scott loved that, too, when somebody referred to me as Scott Greasy's dad. He just chuckled with that one.
I want to ask a question real quick, Bob. Now, Scott covers kickoffs. Unbelievable. I don't know that I ever saw that tenacity in your play with Miami.
I had that. I had all
you
that.
Did?
Yeah, I could do that.
You covered kickoffs for Miami?
Well, high school.
Elroy Brown, the veteran offensive guard, jumped a bit too soon. Bob, last night, Dave asked George Welsh if he ever hears from any of the famous dads about why their sons aren't playing more. And George says, well, I don't hear from them too much. I just don't pick up the telephone. Do you get involved in that? Why isn't my son playing?
No. Scott went to Virginia to get an education. He was looking around for a good academic school, and Charlottesville and the University of Virginia was one of the best in the area that he was looking. And he went there to get an education and just walked on the football team, and is just thrilled to death just to be a part of it.
Bob, thanks for dropping by to join us.
Good to see you guys.
I appreciate it. I bumped into you remember over the years.
Yes, sir.
First and 15, circling to the near side. And Sean Moore gets maybe 4 of the 5 they lost on the penalty.
You know, I've been known not to like quarterbacks, but gosh, Bob and I graduated the same year together, and he's not bad now that he's retired. And so have I.
2nd down and 11 now. The ball nosing to the 33. Virginia out of the eye. Misdirection near side. Moore, he is chased out of the pocket. Now unloads, and it is almost intercepted. Todd Light. He certainly affected the course of this ball game earlier tonight with an interception and almost got number 2.
Well, sometimes as a wide receiver, you've got to be a defensive player, and that's what Finkelstein is on this player. Watch him break up the interception. There's Finkelstein, 84 in the backside. He grabs Light, pulls down his arm. It's a pretty good defensive play. Unfortunately, that ball was intended for him.
3rd and 10. Side cut. It is Finkelstein. He tries to spin out of one man, can't do it, and he is down short of the first down by 4 yards.
And I want to show you one thing that coaches, it's hard to coach, but it's something that every coach goes for, and that is pursuit. Once you catch that football, coaches will tell you turn and pursue. And that time I saw at least 7 black jerseys on the wide receiver when he caught that ball out in the flat. As soon as that ball's passed, as soon as it's caught, you turn and you run, and that's what Notre Dame is doing.
Ed Garno on to punt it away for Virginia. This is his 6th punt tonight. Waters standing at his own 19. High snap. He pulls it down, and it is blocked. It is blocked by Light and covered by Notre Dame. They'll have the ball at the Virginia 44. Ryan Mahalko recovered.
And Light just comes all the way from the outside. Really, this is Garneau's fault on this punt. Now watch, it's a high snap. Now he's got to get back and get his composure, but he takes a lot of time. You see, he took 3 steps instead of 2 steps on that and allowed Light to come all the way from the backside.
Clock stops, 10:45 to play. Third period, Notre Dame 33, Virginia nothing. Going in is Reggie Brooks, 5'1", 195-pound freshman. That's got to be wrong. 5'7".
Sometimes your flip cards will lie to you.
He's got the football, all 5'7", turns the corner, and is bumped out of bounds by Tony Covington. That is Tony Brooks' younger brother. Now Tony Brooks, not a member of this 1989 Fighting Irish football team.
Now, he doesn't wear Brooks' number, does he? Tony Brooks' number?
Yes, he does.
You're right, he does wear Tony Brooks' number.
Third down and 5. Graham throws in and out of the hands of Ray Griggs. Freshman split end. Now the Fighting Irish brought 87 players from South Bend. And Dave, in this situation, I have a feeling we are going to see every one of them.
Oh, yeah. This is one where every youngster on this Notre Dame team is going to get a chance to play on national TV in front of this national audience.
Now this is Notre Dame's first part of the evening. Jim Sexton, the junior from South Bend. Tim Finkelstein at his own 10. Good snap. He'll try to angle it for the sidelines. High in the air. Finkelstein calling for the fair catch at the 10, and he has got it. So the Cavaliers will begin from their own 10. Call it their 11-yard line. Now the AP top 20. The Michigan Wolverines.
And they will bump into Notre Dame real soon.
2 weeks.
And you've got Nebraska, of course, Miami of Florida with their coaching change. Southern Cal's right up there. They'll bump into Notre Dame.
Stingiest defense in the nation. Penn State is ranked 11, followed by Clemson. The Tigers picked to win the ACC this year. That's no surprise.
And interesting to see Oklahoma ranked 15th. But that's been a long time.
Oh, Marcus Wilson spun out of bounds by his face mask. And the man committing the penalty is Pat Terrell.
Final score. 11-0, Cleveland beating Baltimore. So the Indians taking 2.
He just gets his hand stuck on him now. What you got to do is let go right there, and Terrell doesn't let go until the last second. That's going to be a big chunk of ground. We're going to march that one off. There's the signal, of course, face mask, and here comes the chunk of ground that we're talking about. 15 yards. 15 yards.
Now this is the 4th time in the Kickoff Classic 7-year history that this ball game has attracted the national champion. Penn State, the national record holders in '82, played in the inaugural Classic in August of '83, followed by Miami and BYU in '83 and '84 respectively. They also participated, and now Notre Dame here in 1989. First and 10. Moore chased out with time, throws. It is caught by Finkelstein at the 41. Andre Jones was right in his chest. Correction, Bruce McGonigal, the tight end.
That's a little turn pass. You see how quickly they recover. Notre Dame recovers to the ball. They recover very quickly. Watch when Finkelstein catches the ball as he turns upfield. There's the pressure. Moore does a good job to get out of it. That was Jeff Alm on that pressure. And bam, he's hit just as soon as he touches the football.
Second down and 6 from the 42-yard line. Virginia absolutely unable to do anything offensively. Moore caught and spun down at the line of scrimmage by Jeff Alm.
That's the one where you're supposed to pitch the ball. As you come down that line, that quarterback's got to read that defensive linebacker sitting there, and he's got to read that he's closing on him, and he's got to pitch the ball. That time Moore just elected to turn it up, and bam, he got hit right on the line of scrimmage.
Notre Dame lost both defensive ends, Flash Gordon and All-American Frank Stamms, to graduation, but you would never know it tonight. Unbelievable. Sean Moore is the leading Virginia rusher. 5 carries for 20 yards. Short drop. Puts it up for grabs. Down the field it goes. It is caught and knocked away. Herman Moore had it, and Rod Smith tipped it away.
And what a play by Rod Smith. Every coach will tell you that as a defensive back, what you want to do is you teach him to watch the receiver. Now he watches the receiver. This receiver catches the ball. And watch what Rod Smith does. Looks at him, buffs the ball out of his hands, just strips him down, and it causes the incompletion.
The indication is holding against Notre Dame.
Now that'll give him a first down. And the crowd cheers. Now, I was just thinking, Phil, I can't remember the last time that Virginia was inside Notre Dame's territory. They haven't been there very often tonight.
At the 48, first down and 10. Marcus Wilson.
Carrying the ball.
Boy, this Notre Dame defensive unit, Dave, not only great charging straight ahead, but terrific lateral pursuit by both the linebacking and the defensive backfield.
Right, as the running back takes that ball and he starts to run wide, he's looking for that cutback, and there just is no cutback because you've got 6 or 7 Notre Dame players in the defensive line, and those linebackers are running along that line, and they just keep on stringing it out. If you don't turn up, you run out of bounds. If you turn up, you're getting hit.
Play action, it's a draw. What a great fake carried out by Sherman Moore. The ball given to Marcus Wilson. Chris Zorich, who was an All-American at defensive tackle last year, now operating at nose tackle.
Well, he really had someone right in his face. See here, now that's a good center play right there. That's what you want to do. Now you got to drive him away, but look right there. He gets all the way back in and makes the tackle by Zorich.
Zorich is a 268-pound junior. You know what he says his favorite midnight snack is? A 7-course meal.
A 7-course meal. Well, I know he bench presses 450 pounds. He's the strongest player they have, and that's what you need to play that nose tackle. You need that good compact size. Fumble there by Sean Moore. But you really do. You need that compact size, Phil. You got to be able to play off those blocks, and that's what you do with that upper body strength, that bench press strength. Bad exchange here by Sean Moore. Watch, he pulls his hands out before the ball is up. See, the ball never gets quite up there because Moore pulls his hands out. That's a no-no for a quarterback. You don't pull your hands out early.
Ed Garneau, his last punt, blocked by Notre Dame. And he lets it go. High, towering, spiraling punt. And that'll carry on into the end zone. A 51-yarder. Make it 48-yarder. And the clock stops with 6:12 to play. In the third period, we're coming back. And the Irish will have the ball.
Lemon, blueberry, boysenberry, rhubarb, cherry.
What's the one before cherry?
Rhubarb. Rhubarb.
It's a plant.
Over the streets of Manhattan. Boy, what a beautiful night it is here in the East.
Oh, there's a big fan.
Portions of tonight's game are brought to you by Sears Craftsman. People who depend on tools depend on Craftsman. Now the champions a year ago, the national champions, Notre Dame. Waters turns the corner and is tripped up at the 29. A gain of 9. Talking about the All-Americans at Notre Dame. Stamps a year ago. Zorich, the 151st All-American in Notre Dame football history. Who was the very first?
Boy, you're going to hit me with that one. How about Jay Berwanger?
No.
That wasn't him?
George Gibb.
Oh, that's right. Did I ever tell you he looks a lot like Ronald Reagan? I saw him on TV one day. Of course, he died 40 years before they had TV. Or longer.
That's a first down for Notre Dame. Ryan Mahalko, the junior out of Pelham, New Hampshire. Also throws the javelin for the Irish track team.
Gosh, you do have some information on these guys. Well, I know where Pelham, New Hampshire is. That's right across the line. We're just north of Boston. Everybody knows that's a little small town.
First down, Meyer at quarterback. Give first man through. It is Rusty Setzer. South Gary, Indiana.
Rusty Setzer, Gary.
Second down and 6.
I think you're right, Phil, about everybody on Notre Dame getting a chance to play. They have just switched players back and forth. They do have their starting offensive line back in there right now. That's a little bit surprising, but I know Lou Holtz wants them to get good work.
Meyer throws, and it is incomplete at the 40-yard line. Joe Hall carried Mahalko out of bounds almost before the ball got to him.
I thought that same thing. That was almost like pass interference. The ball was slow getting there, and he just tackled him and drove him out of bounds.
Third down and 6 now. From the 37-yard line. Notre Dame 33, Virginia nothing. 4:28 to play in the third quarter. Meyer throws deep and nobody home. I tell you, smart play by a true freshman.
Yes. You have to realize he's a true freshman. He's just out of high school. That time he had a blitz come right down his throat. He steps out, comes back around, rolls out, has the presence of mind to see that his wide receiver is covered. Don't force a mistake, and he just throws the ball out of bounds here.
Only the second time Jim Sexton has come on to punt for Notre Dame. Sexton, out of St. Joseph's High School in South Bend, was a walk-on as a freshman 2 years ago. Low snap. Finkelstein may have a return. High punt. Finkelstein now at the fair catch at the 19. Now Notre Dame, 8 times a national champion, 7 Heisman Trophy winners. Only school to boast either of those two statistics. You go back to Angelo Bertelli, Johnny Lou Jack in 47, Leon Hart in 49. Hart playing on 3 Notre Dame national championship teams. Johnny Latner, Paul Horning. As you look at Notre Dame's schedule this year, boy, what a difficult schedule that is. They open at Michigan September 16th against Bo Schembechler. Don't you know Bo will have a score to settle?
Oh, he certainly will, especially after last year.
That's Wilson across the 30, for the 37, across the 40-yard line, still on his feet.
Good run here. Good sight into the hole. Now get that head down, get back across the grain, picks up a couple blockers. Just a nice rambling run there by Marcus Wilson. He's saying there's no quitting me.
Here he comes again to the 40-yard line, maybe to the 39. Wilson now 11 carries for 62 yards.
He's got them all out there.
Phil, this was one of the big keys that Virginia needed to do. They need to have this in the first series to get that quick start, to get that good start so they'd have that confidence built. It's coming a little bit late, but it's good to see them. You can see the fans, everybody's pulling for them to start getting to do something, just get some kind of momentum going.
Nothing doing. Donald Bryant, the 215-pound fullback, ran right into Zorich Aum and Don Grimm.
Typical situation that Virginia has come up against all evening long. Third down, almost 5 yards to go. That's a difficult situation because you don't have the run threat. You almost have to throw the football in this situation. They're blitzing.
Moore lets it fly, sideline pattern. It is caught by Finkelstein. The senior out of Camp Hill takes it out of bounds, and it's a first down for the Cavaliers.
This is a good time, very well-timed ball. Moore pulls it down, drills it out there. They picked up the blitz well, and look at Finkelstein just turn around there right on the sideline. Takes a little shot out of bounds. But again, a well-timed ball. If you can pick up that blitz and you get that one-on-one coverage, that's when it's tough. Notre Dame feels that they can cover one-on-one with that exceptional speed in their secondary.
That is Terry Kirby, the freshman out of Tabb High School in Tabb, Virginia. What a high school football player.
He rushed for 7,000 yards in high school. I think I read something about that. 7,000 yards.
How about 103 touchdowns? His senior year alone, 2,000 yards and 30 TDs. Oh, he's got great size, 6'3", 215 pounds. He is the lone man behind Sean Moore. Second down and 7 on the Notre Dame 24. That's Kirby, spins for the Notre Dame 20. Michael Small takes him down.
Now, the first thing you're going to think of if you're a Notre Dame fan, you're going to say, hey, wait a minute now. This is the second team, but there are a lot of first-team players out there. I look out there and see Jeff Alm, Zorich is out there, Grimm is out there. Those are all first-team players.
You know, as great as Terry Kirby is, he was just about everybody's top player in high school football last year. He was also Virginia's state high school basketball player of the year. And he wants to play for Terry Holland on the Cavaliers basketball team. Sean Moore once more. Very close to a first down.
Well, there's no decision in this ball game. You go for this. I don't care if it's short by a foot or short by a yard. Bring in a couple extra tight ends, a couple extra offensive linemen, but you go for it.
Fourth down and maybe a foot. Notre Dame will counter now with 5 down linemen.
Oh boy, he got tripped up. It's not where he slid, it's where he hit. I see you over there signaling first down, but now watch this. It's where he hits. It's not where he slides to. Good penetration there by Alm. Right there on the end of the line. You see right there. There's the trip. Now there's the ball. Oh, I think he made it by stretching that ball out with his arm more so than where he hit. He just stretched it out. He didn't make it by a whole lot.
17 seconds remaining here in the third period. First and 10, Virginia. There's Kirby coming near side. Turns the corner. He's at the 12-yard line and tackled there. Stan Smagala, the senior corner out of Burbank, Illinois, brought him down. Well, look at that physique.
Yep, this is a misdirection play. Now watch right here. He's going to run against the grain, give it back. Now watch, he comes right back towards you. Picks up a couple good blocks, but he really makes a nice move out here in the flat. That's a good move right there for a guy as big as he is. Kirby with those great legs, that great drive. That's why he's got people in Virginia saying, you just wait. We're going to be back up here one day.
Second down and 4. There's Kirby again. Look at him go to the 4-yard line.
Good cutback that time by Kirby. Back against the grain again, looking. That's the one thing you look for in a running back is vision when he gets the football. Does he see that hole develop to the backside? And Kirby had excellent vision that time to see it.
Want to remind our stations along the line, this is a network break. We have more. Dives in the touchdown, I believe. Hold everything.
Oh, I don't know. When his knee was down, I don't think he was quite in. He stretched to get in there. Again, it's not where you
and keep your job. Now, don't tell me you would.
Well, I got to tell you something. Roone Arledge and the owners of ABC are winning. They're winning in every way. So, I mean, I don't think they're going to be replaced.
Well,
but let me ask you about your
I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them.
So am I, Mr. Steinbrenner. So am I.
Listen,
let me ask you about what people...
The network was just sold 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Let me ask you what people say about you. And you know what it is,
Sure.
the sports writers. They say you're a bully. They say you're a liar. Are you a liar?
Well, I haven't seen that anywhere, Sam. Who said it? What sports writer?
Okay, let me give you a couple. Mike Lupica of the Daily News. Steinbrenner's become the most enduring, mean-spirited presence in American sport.
All right, now give me a really good sports writer that covers the team.
Marty Noble of Newsday, the commissioner. He ought to find a way to rid baseball of George Steinbrenner.
Marty Noble said that?
Yep.
He calls me every other day.
And drove up in there.
There is still a flag down on the far side of the field.
Oh, watch Lou Holtz. You'll see him. He's going to be upset. He is a coach of the little things. Little things make winners. They're going to run this play over. But I thought he bobbled the snap, Phil.
Yes, he did.
Because what you want to do in a quarterback sneak situation is you take the ball and you step back one step, let your lineman engage, and then look for the seam. And Sean Moore never got that opportunity. It looked as if he just kind of picked it up and bobbled in there. Maybe we can see it again. Now watch here. See if he in fact gets the snap. Now see the ball's not up there clean. That's what happened. Now see how he just kind of crushes down on the ball? He never gets the chance to pick the ball up and get in the end zone.
This will be Virginia's 14th play of the drive. It began on their own 21. Full house backfield for the Cavaliers. Touchdown, Marcus Wilson. And another flag is down. Hold everything.
Don't tell me you can line up twice offsides.
Illegal procedure against Virginia.
Holy Toledo. Illegal motion, that's the call. Illegal motion in the backfield. We may be able to see this. Look on the left of your screen. You see number 30? See the offensive tackle right there? Yeah, he was moving before the snap.
And now, instead of 4th and goal by the length of a football, it'll be 4th and goal from just outside the 5.
And now it's definite passing down. You see the switch of personnel now. They'll bring back in their wide receivers, Finkelstein, bring in Dooley. They're going to bring in those wide receivers because you just don't run it in against a team that has the great pursuit that Notre Dame does in this situation.
Keep your eyes on number 86, the tight end, Bruce McGonigal. He is on the right-hand side of the formation. Rolling left, Moore. He's looking left, wide open receiver. Touchdown, Cavaliers! Dooley on the receiving end of Sean Moore's 6-yard touchdown strike. The point after by Jake McInerney is good, and we have a flag down again. I believe roughing the kicker. And they'll walk that off on the ensuing kickoff.
Now on this play, what Virginia did is they flooded the zone. They loaded out 3 wide receivers to Sean Moore's left. And then what they did is they came back and they said, okay, we're going to run the man in motion that way. So he brought 4 wide receivers into the zone and ran them deep and gave Moore, because he was able to run outside, gave him the run pass option. A good play selection, excellent play selection by George Wells. Now again, let's see if we can take a peek at this. Now watch the man come in motion from the right of your screen. Now that's a flood zone. There's nobody back to the right. Now Moore has the run pass option. You see the flood of the zone. There's 1 there, 2 you see, 3, 4. They flood the entire zone, and that's what caused the open man to catch the ball.
We'll be back after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Budweiser 3rd quarter statistics.
The most glaring one is 162 to 398 yards. Last drive, Virginia picked up 80 of their 162 yards, Phil.
that shows the type of football game that it's been. Notre Dame still has a lot of first-team players out there, but Virginia has finally come alive in this football game. There's no telling whether there's a lot of time left, 12:40. There's no telling what can happen if they can get the ball back and score quickly.
Jake McInerney, short kick, taking it to 22 by Anthony Johnson. He's out across the 29 and dives to the 30 before he is swarmed under by Scott Greasy.
Hey, I know that kid. I know his dad. I bumped into him over the years.
I'll bet Bob Greasy about 3 inches on that tackle.
There he is. Yeah, Bob said probably tackled like I did.
First down at the 31-yard line. That is Anthony Johnson out across the 34.
Is that Tony Rice back at quarterback?
Tony Rice is back in there. And I'm sure Lou wants to keep this first team sharp. They open against Michigan at Ann Arbor in 2 weeks. And I'll tell you, Virginia, it is out of the skillet and into the frying pan, because in less than 2 weeks, they go to Penn State.
And they're saying the Nittany Lions are going to have a football team, especially if Blair Thomas is able to come back this year and play like he has in the past.
Anthony Johnson again carries the football. Ken Miles, a high school freshman out of Washington, D.C. on the stop. It'll be second down and 1 for Notre Dame. Anthony Johnson, 13 carries for 48 yards. Third down, a little less than 1. For the first down, fumbles the football, and it is recovered by Virginia. Bill Thomas picked up the loose football. Well, a year ago, the Cavaliers capitalized on opponents' mistakes in 9 of their 11 games.
This is just an excellent tackle. He just plays across the ball, and there's the ball, bounces out, and Virginia comes up with it.
Notre Dame 49.
A lot of things can happen in 11 minutes of a football game. I know it seems as almost it's an impossibility, but a lot of crazy things can happen in a football game.
A loss of 2. Chris Zorich and Brian Flannery combined on the stop. Zorich a year ago, 70 tackles. He is the strongest player on this Notre Dame defensive unit, bench pressing somewhere in the vicinity of 450 pounds.
That's what you need to play nose tackle. See, I played nose tackle.
What did you bench press in college at Penn State?
Well, you know, Zorich is really a good player. That was back when we didn't have to bench press.
Moore double pumps, comes near side, in and out of the arms of Derwin Greggs, a senior backup fullback. Oh my!
That's one of 2 things. That's either footsteps of the defensive back closing on him fast, or that's trying to run before you catch it. 2 things that you don't do. Watch this. Then watch this pass out here. This is either footsteps because you hear the defensive back. I think it's more trying to run with the ball before you catch it.
Johnny Wilson, the backup flanker, junior out of Ford, Virginia, has just checked into the ball game. He is coming to the bottom of your screen. On third down and 11. Moore. Notre Dame's blitzing. Moore lets it sail. He has hit the balls up for grabs, and it is caught. It is cut by Herman Moore.
I think I could have caught that one. That goes down as a 20-yard reception, but this has got to be the longest pass. Watch his arm get hit just as he throws the ball, and look how high the ball. You can see the trajectory of the ball. The ball's wobbling, and back comes Moore to catch that ball. Two Notre Dame players had a shot at it. They really stuck Sean Moore on that play.
That was Andre Jones, the junior drop-in out of Hyattsville, Maryland. Oh, man, that's the way ribs go away.
Well, boy, that'll make you pull your arm down fast if you're a quarterback.
From the eye. Moore, short drop, looks right, comes back to the left side, and is thrown out to his running back, Marcus Wilson. Caught, and he is taken out of bounds by Stan Smagala. Clock stops with 9:56 to play. I'll tell you, there is no quit in this Cavalier offense.
Well, again, these are a lot of them. Most of them are the first-team players for Notre Dame. We're not seeing the second or third-team players and a real drop-off in talent. Smagala's a starter. Terrell's in there. He's a starter. Zorich is a starter. Dahl, Alm. There's a lot of players in there that are starters. There's several that are second-team players, but there's a lot of first-team players in there still playing this football game.
Second down and 4 from the 24. 9:54 to play in the ball game. That is Wilson again.
Oh, boy, did Wilson make a fake in that ball. He took the ball and just got the defender just flat-footed and just stepped around him. The defender thought inside, and Wilson just steps around him and picks up what looks to be close to the first down. Watch this little move by Wilson right here. You see the defensive back coming up there, number 47? That's Bolkar. Now watch. Oops. What a move there.
Measure for the first down. And by the length of the football, the Cavaliers have it.
Bolkar, by the way, is quite a story. He didn't start a game, but was 4th in tackles. They call him Mr. Enthusiasm on this Notre Dame team.
For the Cavaliers, only their 10th first down. For Notre Dame, they have totaled 22. Now from the 20. To the right is Finkelstein. To the left is Furman Moore. The give to Marcus Wilson. And he moves it down near the 16. Wilson now 71 yards. There's the total offense in the second half. Virginia with 135 to Notre Dame's 79. Keep in mind, Notre Dame's second team has played about half of the second half.
Of course, Virginia drove that ball 80 yards in their last drive. Just got this big fumble recovery. Now they've driven about 35 yards.
Wilson to the 10. Oh, what a move. He takes it to the inside and is down there by Pat Carroll.
Great foot speed. We saw that juke that he put on Bolkar just a minute ago. He just put another one. That's the hardest thing to do. Watch this play right here. Now watch Marcus Wilson, 29. Steps in the hole. It's backside. Look at the quick feed. Acceleration. Now watch right here. See the hole just explode back underneath. Try to pick up that extra yardage. He's an exceptional back. Good foot speed. Good plant.
The freshman tailback Terry Kirby is back in the ball game on 1st and goal. Kirby with the football as he dives to the 4. 30 touchdowns his senior year in high school at Tab High.
Well, I know one thing. When his high school had a record 43-4 when he was in high school. That's quite a record.
Junior year 14-0, state champions. We pause briefly for station identification. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network. Second and goal from the 5. Moore rolling, still rolling, and is tackled at the 3. Ed Bolkar with an assist from Pat Terrell. Now this is only the second time in Virginia's history they have gone up against a national champion. Of course, the Cavaliers lost to Clemson in 1982, a year after the Tigers beat Nebraska in the Orange Bowl to lay claim to the national championship.
Well, there was a lot of talk. Of course, they were 18-point underdogs coming in here, but I liked what Ray Brown said, their left guard. He said, we deserve to be here. We're a good football team. They haven't had a good football game tonight, but they are a good football team.
Yes, they are. They have not played that badly tonight. Quick pass, it is in and out of the hands of Bruce McGonigal.
It's going to be 4th down and 3. They're going for it again. But on this play, you fake into the back, over top. Now watch the back, over top right there. Now you try to put your tight end, bring him across. McGonigal almost makes an exceptional catch there. That ball might have been tipped. It looked as if the trajectory of the ball was kind of wobbly a little bit.
I think Don Grimm got his hands on it. 4th down and goal, and here come the Cavaliers. Moore, he lets it go. Touchdown, Virginia. Oh, what a fake. Now the key to that play was the cornerback Todd Light. He took a step up instead of a step back on that right side. And the Cavaliers are going to go for 2. (33-13) with 7:06 to play.
And right away you say, why 2? Well, if they score this 2, it'll make it 33-15, and they will be. They're not going to be, but they would have been 16 points down.
And it is Derwin Greggs once more. Second time here in this 4th period that a ball has gone right through his hands.
Here's the play right here. It's a fake naked reverse. He just pulls the ball up. You can see Light comes across, but there's the touchdown there to McGonigal. Brings them back 33-13. Just seemed to have gelled on these last 2 drives.
And as I said a few moments ago, Dave, the Cavaliers have not played a bad football game tonight. They have gone up against a national championship team that overwhelmed many outstanding teams a year ago, and I think they're going to do it again here in 1989. They may not win a back-to-back national championship, but from what I have seen from the Notre Dame offense and their quick defense, they are going to wreak havoc on NCAA football this year. McInerney will let it go. Up in the air, short kick. It'll be taken by Raghib Ismail. Out to the 33, and Notre Dame will begin there. Matt Woods, the junior from Kansas City, on the stop.
There you go. Total offense by the half. Look at Notre Dame. 333 in the first half, 79 in the second half. It has been a second half of Virginia yards. Surprising.
1st and 10, Notre Dame with 7:01 to play in the ball game. Tony Rice remains at quarterback. To the right side. He's got running room, and he's going for it. First down on his feet across the midfield, straight to the Cavalier 48. Rodney Culver, the sophomore tailback out of Detroit, circled out to the right side and threw a beautiful clearing back for his quarterback.
Well, there's never been any doubt that Tony Rice was a great runner. I mean, he came into Notre Dame with great running credentials. The surprise last year was his emergence as a passer. Some interesting things happened to him during the season. But he was always been known as a good runner. Excellent block there. Good position block, set it back up. And Rice, as I said, has that ability to cut back inside.
Rice, 7 carries for 60 yards. To the near side, it is Waters. Ooh, he is tripped up hard. First man to him, Chris Stearns. Boy, flying up from his cornerback position, Tony Covington. Now Notre Dame only plays 1 football game in South Bend before October 21st.
I believe they have 6 games on the road. Is that correct? The first 5, wasn't it?
5 of the first 6. A total of 7 road games this year. They had 7 home games a year ago.
Well, one of the things that you have to have is you have to have a good schedule, and they feel that they have. I've heard a lot of people complain about their schedule, saying this is a tough schedule. They have a couple soft spots in the middle, but when you start off with the likes of Michigan, you've got a Miami in there. I believe you've got a Penn State in there, and you've got Purdue, Michigan State. There's some soft spots in there. They're going to play SMU, but the last 2 games, Penn State and Miami, that's kind of tough.
And they've got USC at home
that's right.
this year.
That's right.
Toughest defense in the nation a year ago. 3rd down and 1. Anthony Johnson for Notre Dame, their 25th first down.
Well, Phil, you talked about retaining a national championship. There haven't been many teams that have been able to repeat. And that was one of the things that kind of maybe swayed my decision a little bit. But Notre Dame certainly looks sharp today.
1st and 10, Notre Dame. Now from the I formation at the 36-yard line of Virginia. First man, again, it is Anthony Johnson. You know, Dave, this year, 1989, is a season in which I believe the Heisman Trophy race is as wide open as it has been in years.
A lot of candidates. You see one out there, number 9, Tony Rice. He certainly is a Heisman Trophy candidate. Anytime you lead your team as he has done, there are just a lot of players that could be a Heisman Trophy Award winner.
Now, we saw one last year in the Liberty Bowl, Anthony Thompson of Indiana.
Is he a running back? Wow.
2nd and 7 from the 33. Rice to the 24. Tackled by Tony Covington.
Now that's what they played for last year. That's the Notre Dame National Championship ring. Beautiful ring. That's something that you really treasure.
1st and 10, Fighting Irish. They're 26th of this ball game. The setbacks, Johnson and Culver. There's Johnson again. They're going to wear him out.
Well, Phil, you know, the first thing comes to my mind is what we talked about in our keys to the ball game for Notre Dame. Don't be overconfident. Boy, they have not been overconfident. They came out and immediately established themselves. Replaced the lost 5. Those 5 players that Lou Holtz had planned on being here and were not here. And we watched the likes of Grimm and Johnson has played very, very well. I think Andre Jones has played well. Dahl up the middle. They have played just an exceptional football game. And the third one stopped Sean Moore. And boy, they did that. That's been their keys to the football game. And they've done everything they needed.
Oh, look at this. Rakib Ismail on a flanker around, and the Cavaliers sniff it out. He gained 7 down to the Cavaliers 16.
Now what you want to do with a play like that is you want to show Bo Schembechler that you got all kind of plays. So now you pull them all out. This is the reverse. You'll see it looks like the flip action, only it's not to the wide back, it's to the wide receiver coming back around. This is to make Bo work harder in 2 weeks.
I'll tell you, those Wolverines are working hard right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got them somewhere tonight still working out.
They're probably all watching the game, I can promise you that.
Hit right up the gut, and again it is Anthony Johnson.
Well, you heard what Lou Holtz said last night about the entire left side of the stadium blowing off that point, that field goal kick or whatever it was. He said everybody said we're really thankful that they all blew so hard to blow that ball out of the uprights.
And the Wolverines had a chance to win it from 49 yards away last year, and it was just wide.
Interesting move here by Lou Holtz. 4th down, a yard to go.
Now tonight's attendance, 77,323, the most ever to see a college game at Giant Stadium. Previous high was back in 1980 when 76,000 were on hand when Notre Dame played the Midshipmen of Navy. We're coming back to Giant Stadium with the conclusion in a moment.
There's a lot more work to painting than just the painting. So use a paint that'll keep you from having to do it all again.
The freshman out of Godfrey, Illinois, to attempt a 32-yard field goal. Billy Hackett missed earlier for Notre Dame from 51 yards away. This one looks long enough, and it is on course. So Notre Dame is on the board again. That stops the clock. It is now Notre Dame 36, the Cavaliers 13. Is down at the 18. I think they're going to whistle a clip against Virginia. Now, Dave, as you look around college football in the ACC, Clemson, North Carolina State, Virginia, all three, it could be a pick-em situation. Who do you like in the Southwest?
Well, I like a team that not many people are picking. I think Baylor's going to do very well. A lot of people are picking Arkansas and Texas A&M, and they're two fine football teams. I think Baylor should be the surprise.
I like Texas A&M. I think R.C. Slocum has inherited a very, very well-stocked program. How about the Western Athletic Conference? I'm going to go with Wyoming. I think despite some losses the last couple of years, the Cowboys are still going to be there.
Well, I might pick Hawaii in that one. I'll tell you why. They play, 6 home games, and then when you got to travel 3,000 miles for a home game, it puts a lot of pressure on a visiting team.
How about the Southeast Conference? I think everybody's picking LSU, the Tigers. They could contend for the national championship along with this team.
They certainly could. LSU is really a great team this year.
And the Big Ten, Bo Schembechler?
Yeah, Bo gets a good mark on that one. A lot of people looking at Ohio State in the Big Ten this year also.
Matt Blunden in at quarterback. His first completion of the year is caught by Herman Moore. Blunden, he's a sophomore quarterback out of Millmont Park, Pennsylvania. Now again, we want to thank our Goodyear blimp tonight, Captain Aaron Jenkins from Spring, Texas. Still hard for me to believe that this is the 30th consecutive year that the Goodyear blimp has provided those kind of shots for college football. Blunden, his third pass ever as a Cavalier, in and out of the arms of a receiver, and Todd White, his second interception today, brings it back for Notre Dame. We'll be right back after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Sport. Great running backs for Terry Donahue's Bruins. First and 10, Notre Dame. Talking about running backs, we have seen a couple of good ones tonight for Notre Dame. Inside the 33-yard line.
I would say Pete Graham's a much better passer than his runners. There is a drop-off from Tony Rice to his abilities, Pete Graham's abilities to run, but he is a known passer. He is more of the passing type quarterback.
Graham, a fifth-year senior. Clock ticking. We're inside a minute now. 55 seconds in rolling. Randy Brooks moves the ball down to the 33-yard line.
Well, you know, I think Lou Holtz could write a book of Holtz-isms, I guess you'd call them. I saw some of the greatest things. He talked about fumbling. He said, hey, when a receiver or a running back, when they bury him, they ought to be able to pry their right arm up and find a ball underneath there. He had some of the greatest statements. They asked him why he couldn't make it in pro football. He said, I knew I was in trouble when I tried to call Joe Namath, and they told me he had an unlisted number, and I wasn't allowed to have it.
That's Rusty Setzer to the right side. And that will be the final play of the 7th Kickoff Classic. Well, at the NCAA basketball tournament, Terry Holland's Cavaliers beat Oklahoma in the regional semis, then lost to the eventual national champs, Michigan. Tonight, George Walsh was trying desperately to avoid another Virginia loss to a national champion, and they came up short. We'll be back right after these messages from your local station. This is the Raycom Sports and Entertainment Network.
There's a special corner of...
By Adidas Torsion, created with one thing in mind, winning. And by Mazda Cars and Trucks. Mazda, it just feels right. Tonight, Dave, the Fighting Irish just overwhelmed a very good Cavalier team.
They certainly proved they're national champions, and they're on their way to repeating.
There's the final score, Notre Dame by a bunch. Tonight's game has been brought to you in part by the 9X Yellow Pages. If it's out there,